Down with AIP, yeah, you know me. Anything is possible to creed. The key on the mic, I'm the truth, no fantasy. Podcast flow, old school vibe guaranteed. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. Jumped on the beat like a classic cassette. Late night talk, the vibe you won't forget. Dropping wisdom gems, the grind is set. Every story told, ain't no limits met. You open the mind, the world opens wide. On this podcast, real thoughts collide. From the cooks in the kitchen to the suits we chide. Dreams get bigger when the truth's applied. Sip on success like it's poured in a mug. Real talk, no BS, no need for a shrug. In your ear like an anthem, snug as a hug. Tune in, feel the buzz, plug after plug. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than a philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. AIP, every listener knows. Breaking barriers, smashing the foes. Convos deeper than the philosopher's prose. We planting seeds, watch how it grows. 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 Deep in the swamp where the secrets lay thick. Whispers in the shadows, they hit like a brick. Talking with the moon, got the stars in a twist. Truth or illusion, the facts get dismissed. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. Slick tongues spin tales like a spider on a thread. Hood prophets preach knowledge while the streets stay fed. Voices echo deep where the rivers don't flow. Lost truths buried under where the cold winds blow. Heavy bass thump, got the block hypnotized. Mysteries unfold under blood red skies. Voices in the static, they creep through the scene. Street sermons build truths, but they cut like a guillotine. Talking with conspiracy, whispers in the air. Truth in the trenches, but who really care? From the dirty south where the legends get made. Stories in the dark, watch the shadows parade. Blueprints of chaos in a world so deranged. Every word they speak got the vibe feeling strange. From pyramids to projects, the stories collide.
Welcome everybody to the AIP channel where anything is possible. To another great Talking with Conspiracy. We got Jamie and Whitney over here as they're posing on their phone.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
And
Hey,
Brother
hey.
Dave will be here in just a second. So we'll give him just give him a moment and he will be here. Won't be long. So
It won't be long. It won't be long. I don't know. What do we even talk about till Dave gets on?
we
Let's
can
see here.
there's a bunch of
There's so many things. So many things. Let's start with the fact, Ricky Pike, that you may not be aware, but Sunday when I got home from our event over at Southland Casino Hotel, I dropped all my gear off at the house, drop Whitney off, drop all the media equipment. I dropped my firearm off at the house. And damn, Ricky Pike, if you wouldn't know it, I pull down the street to go get Whitney some dinner. This is all Whitney's fault.
It's all my fault.
And a guy pulls, first of all, the guy's driving like a fucking moron in a blue Lambo, okay? And then he pulls up beside me, stink eyeing me because he flew in behind me and I'm doing the speed limit. And clearly I'm not going fast enough for him. But as he stink eyes me being me, I yell, "Hey, you ain't got to drive like a fucking asshole." So the dude flips it in reverse, has a few choice words with me, and proceeds to show me his handgun, Ricky Pike. I just want to point some things out. First of all, if you're going to be a fucking moron, don't do it in a $250,000 car that's very noticeable and with a personalized tag. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about what that personalized tag was, but as soon as he is picked up, I'll divulge that information because this motherfucker had a personalized tag in a blue Lambo. What kind of fucking moron are you? You got all that money and no emotional intelligence that you're gonna mother Ricky. First of all, you've seen my minivan. I drive a 2010 Chrysler Town and Country minivan that one has been struck by an intoxicated female in the rear end, so it's busted up. And then I've smacked a deer with it. So the front fender and the side door are busted up. Now I don't know who he's flexing on here, but damn, I was impressed, Ricky. You know,
I
maybe I
bet. I
should have
bet you were.
bowed down to him. You know,
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Memphis.
and I
You
had
gotta
two.
love
I
it.
had two emotions instantly. One, first of all, I was mad that I didn't get to kill a dude driving a Lambo because I left my gun at home and should have offed that motherfucker right then. But more importantly, I was relieved that I didn't off a dude in a Lambo because I'd have been all over the news, Ricky Pike, and that just ain't my shtick.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like
Oh, I keep saying there's a reason you didn't have it, but do you think this man's ever going to leave this house without
man, I
that
will
gun
never
again?
leave my house again without one, cousin.
He's gonna have three. He's gonna have a boot. He's gonna have a boot gun now. He's gonna have
And I don't blame him. Like,
a
what?
Derringer. I mean, it's Memphis. I mean, it's crazy right now, and just people are
Well, we
stupid.
had a crazy guy on the highway last week do something very similar. He didn't have the gun, but he scared the crap out of us going,
Oh,
do you
dude,
remember?
he come flying up on my tail at it. Like, first of all, the way he came up on my vehicle was like he knew me, and like,
Like, weird.
and then I changed lanes, and the dude changed lanes like right on my bumper, man. And I'm just like, whoa! I'm like, what the hell? Of course, I'm gonna pull my gun out of my pants and put it in my lap. You know, I think Memphis is a city literally that you just ride around like this with it in your hand all the time on your lap. And I think that's where I'm just going to start carrying it. I'm going to keep it on my knee, hand on, finger clear always. It's always, you know, never the
Safety
trigger, you
first.
know, safety first. Um, but damn, man, like what the fuck is going on, bro? You know, and then you see the news and it's just, oh, and also fantastic trend going on in Memphis. And you're probably not aware because you don't keep up with news like I do. But since the FBI made their statement about Memphis,
Oh,
the
yeah.
news has slacked off big time on reporting just how many murders there are. Let me tell you something, Ricky Pike. Donovan Beard was injured in our bout this weekend, and him and his corner,
Mm,
Delvin, went to the med. Bro,
mm.
all they talked about were the back to back to back to back to back to back to back shooting victims. You know, hey, we got a 17-year-old coming in involved in a drive-by shooting. Hey, we've got a 16-year-old that just got dropped off. He's been shot. Hey, we've got two incoming patients because of a shooting here. Like, I feel like Memphis is its own war zone, and
They said at one point that it was no kidding every 15 minutes. They were like, we would close our eyes and we would not get 15 minutes. And it was every 15 minutes. All I was like, think about that number. And that's one night.
It's every night like that.
And then
Worse
you
on the
don't
weekends.
hear that anywhere.
yeah,
Until
well,
you start really looking to the numbers, and then like it's and that's that's just the ones that get reported, and you know
Mm.
and then
it's sad.
everybody's mad at Olive Branch right now because some dude robbed some old man and beat him up pretty bad and he just got 30 years. And everybody's like, I can't believe Mississippi's doing that to him. Bro, listen, if Tennessee would do that to some of these people, maybe this shit has slowed down a little bit. You know,
Yeah, send all their asses to parchment down there, and they'll start
Something's
busting rocks. Parchment, you ain't
something's
doing
got to
shit.
give. Every other day there's another business closing down the street because of.
Hooters downtown is closing
I
I
now.
saw
saw that
that.
today.
That's sad. That's sad, man. I had one of my favorite stories. I have some great stories in there.
You know, TJ Mulligan's literally opened up, I think, a year ago, right down here on Madison, just past Cooper, and it's already, they already closed their door. They had a shooting there 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they said, "Up, we're done. We lost uh,
Mm.
Rail Garden last
Yes.
year because of a shooting across the street there where a couple of their patrons got shot by a dude angry over a parking spot. He pulls out a shotgun, just starts blasting motherfuckers. Like,
Mm. It's
it's a
sad too because
parking spot.
it's
And
sad
then once
too
it
because
goes
that's a
into
cool
the
little area.
facilities,
It's a cool little area. Like I love the studio on the square movie theater over there. I like the atmosphere, which I
I
haven't
would
been in a long
rather
time. So
drive
it's
to South Haven. I would rather drive to South Haven.
I mean, back in the day, that was a cool
you're
little
not
spot.
kidding.
I don't know what it is now. I haven't been in there in many years, but that used to be a
Oh, it's
cool spot.
nice. It's nice, but the odds of you getting robbed or murked as you walk to your car. And of course, I'm going to walk down there because it's so close to my house. And damn, bro. Like I don't even want to walk to Lafayette's anymore. And
Yeah.
that's mostly because they changed management and staff. But the motherfucking crime in Midtown is ridiculous right now, bro. And
hmm
then
I,
the other
I used to
night,
ride my bike through this whole area back when I was living out there. I don't know if
well,
I
I
do it
used to
now,
ride my
but
bike downtown, but yeah, not
Have we
Midtown.
ever talked about the stickers that were put up all down here?
No, that'll be an
yeah.
offline
Speaking,
conversation with Ricky.
well, we'll have a call. We can talk after after
We'll have
show.
an offline. We'll have an offline. These people are nuts, bro.
Wild.
We could have a Patreon episode. I got Patreon. I haven't done anything with it, but we can have a Patreon episode for that.
But like I'm looking in the just recent news stories for Memphis right now. Memphis father killed in Fraser shooting. 17-year-old charged with it. Video shows a shootout that injured two men. Violence rocks Orange Mound. Two deadly shootings hours apart. 3 days ago, somebody else was shot in Fraser. Oh, dude. So there have been like four shootings. Four. I'm seeing four different shootings in Fraser in the last 3 days.
And so many of them involve kids.
No, well, the news is like a 17-year-old child. Bro, that's a grown ass motherfucking man.
It
He's
is.
just a 17-year-old child. No.
You're right.
He's
No, you're
he's
right.
6'4"
He knows
and
exactly what
260
he's doing.
fucking pounds.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Very true. Jeez.
That's the beauty. It's crazy. It's sad. I mean, I love Memphis, but it's like how our logo on the Talking with Conspiracy is Memphis. It's a picture of Memphis I took and
Right.
put it in the date. But it's one of them things. Like, but I hate to see Hooters downtown. I had too many. I seen Diaz and McGregor there. I was
Mhm.
Oh,
downtown. I remember we almost got kicked out because my buddy Lennon jumped up on the fucking chair. It was they just hype up and security come over like y'all gotta calm the fuck down. Like, chill. We just fucking McGregor just. I
Having
mean,
fun.
Nate Diaz just beat fucking McGregor. Fuck you, dude. And
What?
leave it
Yeah.
alone.
Come on, man.
Leave it alone, man. Where's hype, man? We were all just jumping up and down, raising hell.
That's
And
great.
my favorite time down there, I went. I was riding my bike. I learned a good, valuable lesson that day. Um, I was riding my bike down from. I used to live right near Minglewood,
Okay.
uh, right across down across kind of candy core across the street over there. Um, two door. I know Jamie, 2 doors down from P&H back
Okay.
in the day,
Oh
and
yeah, I know that
and I
building.
was riding down towards downtown, and it fucking started raining just a little bit, and a little bit of rain and trolley tracks don't get along very well, and
Oh
bicycles.
no.
And I
I
hit
already know
that
what you did.
fucking trolley track, and I went one way, and I flew,
Oh
and
no.
this homeless guy was sitting on his bench, and his eyes got big, and I hit the ground, I rolled, I jumped back up, and I grabbed my bike, and all he could do was point at the ground. He was like, and there's my water bottle, so I grabbed my water bottle, and I just took off real quick. Just kind of embarrassed, like what happened. Then I'm like,
Oh.
fuck, I'm hurt, and I'm bleeding, and there's blood going down my leg. So what do I do? Very, um, what does any normal person do? I ride down to Hooters and get the Hooters girls to help patch me up so I can keep on going.
Pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
One night I got off work one night and same kind of situation, man. I used to ride my bike up and down Main Street when I lived downtown. and it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm hammered. Like I got off work. I was at a
At least you're on
concert.
your bike.
Hey, I was at a concert all night. At work, I get home at 12:30 at night, and I am fucking floored. So I take my bike down to Westies at like 1:30 in the morning after I get done playing game. And I'm cruising on along and I'm having a good time, man. And just as I start to get to Westies, I start to cross over the rail tracks and my front tire catches that groove. And when it does, I do an endo and slide up to the Westies curb where there are two picnic tables sitting outside and there are like 5 police officers out there as I slide up. And again, I'm shit faced. And they're like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Just leave. I'm fine. Please don't give me a DUI.
On a bicycle. That's funny. I never did that. I never rode my bike and uh,
My neighbor's blowing me up right now. He goes, he texts me out of the blue. If you don't want any company, man, why don't you just say that instead of slamming the door in my face?
This door is like never shut. So he's like, what
this podcast night, man. That's
Dude, the text
crazy.
messages he sends me are absolutely.
The one earlier was great.
Man, I was upset earlier. I met this guy. The guy we're training at the park today. We had some of the guys out there. Dave was out there, and this guy, well, he was talking about wanting to come train with us and stuff. And then and he's like, "Well, how old are you?" And I said, "Well, how old do you think I am?" And he was like, "Ah, hell, about 59." I was like, "Fuck, I gotta shave my beard again. It's time to shave." Because for whatever
Ricky
reason,
got
like
the
I
gray
can,
hair real early. You know what I'm
man,
saying?
it did. Like it was like if I shave my beard, I'm back in the 40s like I'm supposed to be. But if I got my white ass beard, I do. I
Bro, I'm gonna
swear
tell you,
I'm
man.
old as
Listen,
my
listen.
parents.
I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag, but these 20-year-old chicks, they dig some Jamie. Okay. And when these little 27, 28, 29-year-old chicks walk up to me and they're like, so how old are you? And I'm like, I'll be 50 this year. They're like, wow, you look really. I'm like, thank you. I got out of the strip club at the right time. I stopped doing hard drugs at the right time. You know, I made it out, Ricky Pike. I survived.
Yeah, my grandfather he did two tours in Vietnam and turned gray. Like he did one tour and turned gray, and then he went
Well, that,
while he'd come
Yeah.
back. He turned back. His hair turned back dark, and then he went and did another tour, and he turned gray again, and he stayed gray.
if
I
anything will
I,
do it,
I just
that
had
will.
some
My
rough relations.
gosh.
Yeah, I just had a couple rough relationships, and this is what happened to me right here. So, um, yeah, shit happens.
That'll do it too.
So I just want to read this post. So in case you didn't know it, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
I've heard.
Whoa,
It's just
God,
so funny these months. Like
calm
it's
down.
out of control.
Calm
We just
down.
had a whole mental awareness month in May for everybody.
But calm down because it's Mental Awareness Month for men, but it's also Gay Pride Month. So I'm not sure where these things collide, but some mental awareness needs to be had. Anyway, from the
Right,
desk of Sean.
it might be colliding quite a bit for some. It might be.
Exactly. So from the desk of Sean Strickland.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Everybody calm down. So, in case you don't know, it's came out in the last few days, or it's come out in the last few days that Robin Williams had. I can't remember what the disease is called, but basically, they call it a slow death. That your mind just goes
Oh, I
right.
did not hear.
So, anyway, he gets diagnosed with whatever he had. Right. So, again, from the desk of Sean Strickland. All right, fuck it. We give Robin Williams a suicide past. Man had dementia or some shit real bad. But the rest of you famous pussies offing yourself, fucking pussies, LMAO. Robin Williams gets a pass, LMAO. Oh my God.
I really like that guy a lot. He
Oh God.
just Doesn't have a filter.
He does not have a filter now. That's
Oh, he
No.
don't. He don't. Him and Bryce Mitchell,
Uh,
they, we need to get the two of them in a
Them.
room together
Oh my gosh! You
and
want to
just
talk
set a
about a
microphone.
podcast?
Just set a microphone in the room and just let these two just go off. And
hey,
Man.
we need him on our podcast. Let's figure this out.
Hey,
We
did you see
gotta.
Bryce Mitchell's
No,
fight news today?
no,
oh
I've been
Jesus
busy.
A
Christ!
Nurmagomedov in Dubai.
And he's cutting down to 135.
Golly.
Which probably won't be bad because he's not a big 45er.
No, but
He's a small 45er who you can see he could get down there. I don't know if that's the fight he needs to take, but that's a
right.
but I mean
That's
the
a-
weight
that's
class
a
is
hell
not
of
a
a way
bad
to-
idea.
That's a hell of
And
a
the-
way to bite off a bantamweight, though, man.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick
I'll
the
be
baddest
watching that one.
motherfucker.
jeez. Like the baddest. I mean, of all people. Goodness. So, yeah. That was announced today. Thought that was
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I've been meaning I want to reach out to Willie. I wish I was there Saturday. I would have talked to him
Yeah.
and said, "Hey, let's get Bryce on the podcast." Well,
We've been
let
trying.
me get Bryce on the podcast. I promise you, I won't fuck him over.
I feel like some of these guys, they capitalize on these sound bites of these guys, and they all want to set them up for the gotcha moment. I got you, bitch. I got you.
Doesn't that kind of reveal more about you at the end of the day than it does the other person?
Oh, well, definitely.
You
but,
know?
Yeah, I just,
I don't know.
I don't think it's about getting anybody. I think you just let a dude talk, man.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, have fun and and not try to, some of it is they're trying to get you, and they with the questioning they're trying to probe and. I would
Well,
want him just let him rip and let him say what he wants to say and bounce stuff
ask
out of his head and have
things in a way
fun.
to like pigeonhole you into a way of answering things.
Yeah,
the way that they question, and it's I don't know.
they always do that. Media always does that. They always trying to get one over. Um, it's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then none of it's genuine and real at the end of the day because of it.
I guess while we're waiting on Dave, I start showing a few things. I got some stuff. He sent me some stuff, so I sure
Who?
can't show that while we're
Oh,
waiting
no,
on
no,
him.
no.
That'd be wrong.
Uh-huh.
I guess we could start with our least favorite thing. Least favorite
I
subject.
like least favorite things. What is that?
I'm like
Politics.
intrigued now to know what the least
Yeah.
favorite thing is. Okay,
Oh.
politics.
Yeah, politics, Did you see where did I put it at? Did you see where is she at? Where's it at? Or did I just put it under random bookmarks? I got too much crap.
That's my computer. He looks at it and is like, "What the heck are you doing over there with all that open?" I'm like, "I know exactly."
Oh,
where
did you
everything is,
see
buddy."
KJP has wrote a book and is leaving the Democrat Party?
I saw that. So, but the article that I read, it made me laugh because she said the reason she's doing it is because they forced Joe Biden to step out. Like she was still supporting Joe Biden's old dementia ass. Like she was still on board with the program, and I.
You're gonna die on that sword?
But like you see the name of the title of the book and everything. I don't know. It's just a. I don't know.
What do you think is going to happen with the auto pin deal? You think something's going to come of that?
I would hope so. I would hope something come up here. Yeah, I like Sam Tripoli. All these rats are jumping ship.
Well, yeah.
But here's old KJP.
How funny.
How do we get out of this? How do we protect our democracy? And this is my answer. In an era of misinformation, disinformation, what I have decided to do, and I really have thought long and hard about this, is to follow my own compass.
Yeah, and I think you all have called this the cheap fakes video, and that's exactly what they are. They are cheap fakes video. They are done in bad faith, and some of your news organization have been very clear, have stressed that these the right wing critics of the president have a credibility problem because of the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing misinformation, disinformation, and so we see this, and this is something coming from your part of the world, calling them cheap fakes.
How do we get out?
Wow.
It's yeah, no. Like Clandestine said here, no one spread more disinformation than her.
No kidding.
Like she was like, "There's no way that he has these problems. There's no way. What is wrong with y'all? He's quick as a whip." Like she was the one that defended him every day.
And now
And was
now knowing everything we know, every single person that said that is complicit in liars.
and they're all writing books. They're all writing books on it.
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Hope they all flop.
Yeah.
It is it's an insane world that we live in, brother.
It is.
You know, like it truly
It's crazy.
makes me laugh. Like
Like this alternate universe that I don't know.
weird spot that we live in here.
which is crazy. There's so much stuff going on in the world right now, and it's just wow, just absolutely. Um, like what's going to happen? You got so many crazy the things with the AI, which we got some stuff to show on that. You know, you got Ukraine bombing Russia's. They actually bombed some old planes graveyard, and then but Russia's.
Was it a
You know,
graveyard
Putin is.
though? Was it a graveyard though?
I think one of the sites was a graveyard. They said.
So listen, my understanding is that they hit uh their strategic bombers, their fucking nuke bombers. So in this field that they were in, they had these planes decked out and somehow they had black tires on the fuselage and the wingspan of the aircraft. And they had these tires all over them in a very detailed pattern. And they said that the tires were there to confuse some kind of radar. I don't remember what kind of radar they said, but the tires confuse it to where it can't count the number of aircraft that are actually there. I don't know how it works. Anyway, but that's the field that I saw that got hit, and they were their big bombers. They were the large aircraft, you know.
Dang.
Then they blew up the remaining bridge that connected the Russian mainland to Crimea, and it was an underwater job that they're saying apparently was done some time ago. This isn't something that was just done overnight. They're saying that these explosives were set ahead of time, kind of like remember when they blew up the gas line and then tried to say Russia did it? We don't know who did it.
Mhm.
This I of course went to Grok to get some details about it, and it says that this was one of the largest single assaults of the war thus far. 367 drone and missile attacks. 12
They got
civilian
Putin. They got Putin sitting there pretty much saying they're turning into a terrorist organization. So he's raring up to drop the fucking hammer. So if
You know,
he
Ukraine
does
is
what
pretty much a terrorist state. You know, I mean,
I mean, for sure, but because we have the minerals deal now, well, we have to step in to help.
No, I don't think we step in. I think we go pull him out of power. Listen,
Oh
like
yeah,
every other,
we like we've done so many other countries.
you, Iraq, Libya. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not
Venezuela,
mistaken,
South
Venezuela,
America,
dude.
whole
I mean,
continent of South
the whole
America at
continent
one
of
time or
South
another.
America is installed. You know, I mean, and if you go back, if I'm not mistaken, the revolution in Iran started in the 70s. Like when you look at
Yeah.
footage from the 1970s, women there, no nothing over their heads, like they're
Really?
driving around, they're
Yes.
going to school, they got books. It's like it's like a Western freaking
No
country.
kidding.
Then the U.S. steps in.
And
We support a coup.
fucks everything
We
up.
support a coup, and I can't remember the guy's name.
What the, like, what? Hold on.
19.
Here you go. See, watch this. I got you.
Here you go, Whitney.
Okay.
We ain't playing around here. We showing stuff. Yeah, this is 1970s Iran. It was a beautiful place before we did something. Go get Hammer on that music. But
Right.
yeah. I mean, yeah, no, it was a beautiful country. It was a place you want to go like vacation there, and was lots of people went there for vacations and stuff, and it was amazing. And then,
And they're all beautiful people. Like all the children are like they're all pretty.
hmm
So wild. Cover yourself up.
and and then all hell. Then Iran Contra
Interesting.
started, and doo-doo.
I have never seen this before. I'm mind blown right now.
Yeah, that's just that video there. There's lots of videos like when I'm on the beaches and stuff. Let's see if we got some.
Right.
Here's 1970s in the school. There's a school bus. Oh yeah, here we go. Iran 1970s.
Bathing suits.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wow.
No, they were just like us. I mean, absolutely. They had all the freedoms just like we did. And then a little democracy came in, and
U.S. Says the U.S. interference in Iranian government during the 1970s primarily centered around its support for the Shah, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, in efforts to maintain his regime amid growing domestic unrest. Here's a concise overview, and it breaks down like the lead up to the 1979 revolution. Talks about the U.S. had a long-standing alliance with the Shah, viewing him as a key ally in the Middle East during the Cold War, due to Iran's strategic position and oil resources. Uh, Following the 1953 CIA orchestrated coup, Operation Ajax, that restored the Shah to power. So basically, he got booted out. We put him back in. The U.S. continued to provide extensive military, economic, and political support through the 1970s. This included billions in arms sales, with the U.S. supplying Iran with advanced weaponry like F 14 fighter jets and military advisors to modernize Iran's armed forces. So we gave him fucking jets, we trained him, we put him in power, you know. Um, and then after that, it went shit. When did the country go to shit?
about when I was born, I think around
It's
79, wasn't it?
it's like when I, uh,
77, 79.
oh, look at there, 1979, the Islamic
Perfect.
Yeah.
Revolution, pivotal point.
Yeah.
Hold on, Nikki.
Yep. Yeah, I thought it was 79.
And it's crazy too because, like, if you look at history, every government that we've propped up, we are not good
No.
at the idea of nation building.
No. If
You
you
know.
look at historically, it's like don't
Mm-mm.
touch them. People should be like, please do not
Get the
come
fuck out of my
touch
country!
us with a 10-foot pole. Stay away.
Yay, American freedom! Shit.
If I want American freedom, I'll go to America. I'm good. Like,
Yeah, and it turned into a war zone. They turn into like beautiful cities, turn into rubble, and there's wars, there's civil
and I
wars,
wonder
and
why this
They
is.
talk a lot about, man,
it's CIA.
people, yeah, people want to dog the Palestinians, and people want to talk horrible, just completely bad things about them because there are an extremist organization within there. Okay, I'm not going to talk bad about black people because Crips and Bloods and GDs kill each other.
Right.
Okay. So I'm not going to talk bad about Palestinians because Hamas and Hezbollah is involved in these organizations. But when you go and look at the Gaza Strip before all this shit popped off, man, there's all kind of video, bro, that like this was a thriving place. You know what I mean?
It was
And
beautiful.
let me tell you, it looks like Aleppo, bro. If you saw Aleppo after ISIS went through Aleppo and literally bombed fucking everything, there's nothing left in Gaza. It's a fucking pile of concrete. You know what I mean? Like, bruh. And I'm not going to get on no anti-Israel tirade, but what I will say is that, damn, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Do you have to kill so many women and children? Because if the U.S. was doing the same thing, Ricky Pike,
Oh,
we'd have fucking UN peacekeepers and sanctions all over us for war crimes
can
for the
you
shit
even
that's gone on.
imagine? I mean, can you
Like,
imagine the crucifixion? Like, oh my gosh.
Look at this picture here. That's Gaza
Oh wow.
before it was given to Israel. And like you said, we're not talking bad mouthing Israel. This is just facts.
This is
Before
a picture.
before let's see. Yeah, this is Gaza.
blow that up, Ricky Pike. Kill the music. Yeah, like it
Yeah,
was,
killed.
Wow.
you see and it's got some beautiful oceanfront property.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just it's insane. Every time the US steps in to help, who was it? Who was it? Was it Kennedy that said the government is no, Ronald Reagan. The worst thing you can hear is, "Hi, I'm the government. I'm here to help."
It's
He's right
so
there.
true though. Until maybe now we can change things and it not be that way from this point forward. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. I hope. There's always hope.
I think the eternal optimist in me is like maybe, always, maybe.
And then you see all these people on board. I mean, online right now. I don't know if you've seen in the last few hours or the last couple days, and especially over the last 12 hours. Um, there's two stories running. One, there's an uptick in white supremacy news stories. There's a news story floating around about some guy that just got busted up in Portland or whatever. That apparently, and let me find full. So the feds just raided this guy's house or wherever the fuck he is. And the FBI discovers a cache of guns, armor, and Nazi paraphernalia while raiding a home in Washington. So what I want to do is I want to show you this image, and I want you to see
Let
if
me
you
stop
can
sharing. I had to show
if
Reagan.
Oh,
oh,
yes.
I'm sorry, my bad.
That's perfect. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead,
No,
show that.
I was. I'll put
I'm
it back
sorry,
over there.
cousin.
Yeah. Oh, you're good.
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead and show what you want to
So
show.
so this
But
so
it's been
this
up
is
there for a second.
so this is something to pay attention to, right? So this story, there's two stories going around. So this is one right now that's going around, right? FBI discovers a cache of guns, armor, and Nazi paraphernalia while raiding a home in Washington. Ricky Pike, when you look at this image, is there anything you notice right out the gate about this gear and these flags?
They're brand new.
They're brand
Brand new.
fucking
brand new. Look,
It
it still
looks
got
like
the
they
line,
pulled
so they
them.
pulled up.
It's got the
They just-
Yeah,
creases in them. It looks
yeah.
like they pulled
Yeah.
them straight out of a box and hung them up. So,
yeah.
Come
That's a
on,
setup.
and the
man.
reason I bring attention to this is because, first of all, when you look at ISIS, when you look at Al Qaeda, right, what they did, the reason they were able to recruit suicide bombers was because they found one, people that were so far extreme in a direction that they could manipulate those people and get them to do whatever the fuck they wanted to do, or they found the most stupid, fucking low IQ. What's the word I'm looking for? Since I can't say the R word,
Ignoramus.
we'll just say
Ignoramus, that's a good
yeah.
one.
These just you know completely stupid people.
Moron.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, like for example, take the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping out of Michigan. They found some ignorant drunk dude at a bar to go, man, that sounds like a great idea. 5 FBI agents were involved in it, and they arrest this guy because they basically coax this dude into doing this activity. So when you understand that these dudes are lying to you, you know what I mean? And they're trying to set a scene. So first up, we've got the discovery of Nazi paraphernalia, the white supremacy movement here. Flip side, they're immediately talking about we've got Al Qaeda and ISIS cells all over the U.S. That story has been running for the last 48 hours, right? So with the combination of the uptick in white supremacy, anti-Jew, and now we've got Muslim extremists who are anti-Jew. Like I feel like they're setting us up for some more like it just
Feels
don't
like we
make
should
any
have our guard up.
some shit's
and-
coming,
Yeah.
And then when you look at what everybody is saying on Twitter, it's like, man, doesn't the air seem a little bit different? Isn't something a little odd? Do y'all think something big is coming? What is something big gonna hit? Like everybody is all wondering the same fucking thing. So man, I don't know. I think they're setting us up for some more failure. Just remember, Alex Jones told us months before 9/11 happened that 9/11 was going to happen. Now, there are people out there that say that Jones is part of the psyop, And for all Ricky
For
Pike,
all
I
we
don't know.
know,
He could be,
I highly doubt it, but you never know.
But if people are calling this shit before it happens, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Since you're kind of right here, I think this will be a good segue. Here's something else to think about in the whole situational what we got going on here.
Are we just becoming China? Is that the plan here? Just mass surveillance on everybody? Recently, I was just in China, and some of what I saw was pretty good. Some not so good.
Oh yeah, cameras everywhere.
Okay, this is where we're headed, except without the nice trains and without the free healthcare. We're talking about the creation of a biometric surveillance state with predictive algorithms. Quote, a new report shines light on contracts with tech company Palantir, which would create data profiles of Americans to surveil and harass them.
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am. Let's not talk to analysts about the burden of being right, our burdens of investing in ontology, our burdens of actually looking at the math. Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world. And when it's necessary, to scare our enemies and on occasion kill them.
Except here, the enemy is literally the American people. I tweeted this out the other day saying that it should be very alarming that the same company that's tracking terrorists abroad is now tracking us at home. It's starting to feel like maybe they think we're the enemy. What are your thoughts?
What are your thoughts? I hadn't seen that until then with that planter. But they're bringing. I think I had another one on here about planter. Maybe I didn't. Um, nope. But they're bringing the tech in. I mean, and I think uh, that's kind of, you know, I think, of course, we pretty well see. Well, Facebook already said they were being an arm for the government. I think Facebook was built off CIA in the first place. They took the MySpace idea and fucking developed it because back in the days there was nobody on Facebook. When everybody was on MySpace and everybody was cool. You can make your own little profile. It was awesome. And then all of a sudden, everything went to Facebook. Everything got pushed to Facebook. But why? Why was that such a push? And it's still pushed to this day.
Well,
And
you
I,
know,
I think
the
you get all
year
them games and stuff for them pictures where you turn around and hey, look at you make your face. You can be a cartoon or you can be this or whatever. Like every few months, there's a new setup for that. Everybody's doing it. You always see that little meme with the Homer Simpson sitting in the bar and everybody's got a little whatever fuck going on. It's the same thing. Everybody's doing it. I think that's all the updating facial right there. They're using that to update the facial every few months. They're making sure everybody's still in cup for possible
bro, I
this
know
kind of
people that put
rollout.
pieces of paper and tape them over their fucking. Uh, they tape it over the
Camera.
camera. You know.
I had my phone and my computer taped for years.
Okay. Now, all right. So here we go. I'm gonna drop some facts on you.
Drop them.
LifeLog project. LifeLog. The Defense Advanced DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA, ran a program called LifeLog, initiated in 2003, aimed at creating a system to collect and organize vast amounts of personal data, emails, browsing history, photos, and location data to create a surrogate memory for individuals. The goal was to explore military applications such as enhanced decision making through AI driven data and analysis, timing and speculation. LifeLog was terminated on February 4, 2004, the same day that Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook at Harvard. And isn't it funny that it's at Harvard? All right. Um, so the idea was that it was either a continuation or a repurposing of LifeLog. It says that there's no lack of evidence, no concrete evidence supports the direct handoff from DARPA to Facebook.
Do
Um,
we know like people's names that were involved in this life log?
sure, as a matter of fact, Peter Thiel, how do you pronounce it, Ricky Pike? Thiel.
Teal.
Thiel.
I think no, I think you're right.
He
Thiel.
Yeah.
was the
Thiel.
first major investor and provided him $500,000 in 2004. Is the founder of Planeteer. What he just talked about, the video we just saw,
What?
has ties to the intelligence community through Planeteer's contract with the CIA, NSA, and the FBI. Um, it says no direct CIA funding. Despite speculation, there's no documented proof that NQTEL or the CIA officially, but let me tell you, bro, it's mighty convenient. The day that the program starts, the application starts. And in Salt Lake City, just outside of, let's see, is it in Syracuse? No, it's actually in Salt Lake City. As you're leaving the airport, you can see the CIA's complex over there. They built these massive warehouses over there as a data collection center. All these warehouses are filled with nothing but supercomputers and hard drives that collect and store information. Let's see. There is a Gov Run data farm. I love Grok.
I'd be just willing to say that this is all not a coincidence.
All right, I asked the question. There's a government-run data farm in Salt Lake City. Can you give me info about who runs it and what information it collects? The data center you're referring to in Salt Lake City is called the Utah Data Center, also known as the Intelligence Community Comprehensive National Cybersecurity Initiative Data Center, located in Bluffdale, Utah, about 26 miles south. So it's outside of Salt Lake City. Who runs it? The operator, the NSA, is the primary agency leading the operations at the center. It employs about 100 to 200 people. What does it collect, you're wondering? Emails, text messages, phone calls, metadata. And it says, but not necessarily call content for U.S. citizens. I don't believe.
Not necessarily. Anytime
Internet searches, website visits, social media activity, personal data traits such as credit card transactions, travel itineraries, health records, financial information. Oh my goodness, capacity. It says that its ability to do it has an ability to do 100,000 trillion calculations per second. Wow.
That's a lot.
It says it's 1.5 million square feet. Has 100,000 square feet with nothing but servers requiring 65 megawatts of electricity and up to 1.7 million gallons of water a day to cool the place.
Good. That is. There is so much heat in that building from so many electronics running that it needs that much.
Bro, like that is a fucking lot.
Well, you think about like you guys. So if you had a big computer or something like that, how much you could, like especially the old computers, how you could heat a room with that son of a bitch,
Oh, at
Now,
the
if you-
accounting firm that I worked at in Austin, we had a server room that I had to create this like moisture drawing system from, and that would pull water out and dump it into a bucket, or the computers would shut down, and it was a huge. Yeah, man, I can't. And that room was a closet.
Mhm.
I can't imagine having a whole building that you need like.
That's and they got it right here in Memphis.
Wow.
Which I've seen. Where's Dave? Come on, Dave. That video he sent me. It'd be a good segue to it. Because he. Oop. Oh, here it is. I had to find it.
Take it away, Ricky Pike.
All right, working on it. If I get stuff to do what I wanted to do, I'll make it work. Oops. All right, here we go. Dead air. You can't have dead air.
Oh my God.
Oops, wrong one. Share this tab instead. I'm so used to. Let's get some sound going for on the Facebook. All right.
If you can't see it, you're just blind.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Mind you, this was years ago, and he was talking about AI in general. I show you that to prove to you that he knows what he's doing. So we all know about Optimus, the new Tesla robots. How do you think they will operate? Like the type of intelligence?
Our robot has a real brain. It's got the real world AI. So Tesla's the leader in real world AI. What we learned in the car, we translate to the Optimus robot.
So he claims we're summoning a demon with AI, but then he's gonna build robots that have AI in them. Wait, it gets better.
But even 5,000 robots, that's the size of a Roman legion, FYI. Which is like a little scary thought, like a whole legion of robots. I'd be like, whoa. Yeah. But I think we'll literally build a legion, at least one legion of robots this year, and then probably 10 legions next year. And I don't know, it's kind of a cool unit, you know, units of legion. So probably 50,000-ish next year.
That's literally just straight mockery. Do you not get it? What calls themselves Legion in the Bible? And the cherry on top is this clip right here.
And for the ones that don't know, it was legions of angels. They talked about in the Bible was legions.
Here, he's about to talk about his supercomputer that he built. Enjoy his humor.
The XAI data center or supercomputer center training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days.
And is that in that new building off to the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis,
okay.
The capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
right.
Look,
the truth always hides between the lines, and when you look, this is the type of stuff you find. If you can't...
Did you hear what he said? Like, that's no finding a new God.
Wow. Well, people worship
here in
shit all the
Memphis.
time.
I did see an interesting conspiracy theory the other day, speaking of Memphis, and it was that actually ancient Memphis was the actual capital of Egypt. It was, taking old world stuff. It was interesting. The Mississippi River actually in the Nile, since they found all that stuff over there in the Grand Canyon with supposedly, quotation marks, we do some. But yeah, and then him using Memphis as maybe there's some extra meaning to it. But that's the reason I made me think about it was that last part right there talking about XI here in Memphis, what y'all were saying.
Right. Yeah. Good times, man. Good times. Good times. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just
Allegedly,
for,
quotation mark.
I'm just waiting for the top of the pyramid to emit a giant energy beam into the sky. I mean, can we?
That'd be pretty cool.
Happen?
I just want to be here for it. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Why not? When we were picking those guys up and taking them to the airport the other day, he was like, "That pyramid, I had never seen anything like that in the world. I did not know what to think about that when I saw that.
Redneck Mecca.
I'm like, I know it's pretty interesting.
Redneck
Not
Mecca.
what you think you're gonna see when you start driving downtown Memphis. A freaking pyramid. It's hilarious.
Right.
Hell, seeing some of them old sites and some old places and stuff. Like I got some cool pictures, when I was up outside of Cincy, and it's like certain things make you go, about like some of the architecture, like how did they do that back in the time frame? If you look it up, like, they did like 2 years, if you look at it now, like you even look it up and say, hey, how long would it take us to do this now? It would take decades, or, to build the same building, some of the older architecture, with all the marble and all that stuff that we have over here. Like, there's a lot of buildings over here that they said we couldn't rebuild. Like if you look into them. That's a Tartaria. Facebook been hammering on, which I've been I've been watching them, so my algorithm on Facebook's kind of hammered on Tartaria and stuff.
Right.
So I've been watching lots of videos on that. And it keeps popping up over and over again. But some of it makes you ask questions. Some of it's kind of out there and like, but then some of it, and like the theory that they did, they took out like 300 years back in the, what was it, 600, six something, because it was the Pope, or how did it go? Let me try to rack my brain on it. But it was because somebody wanted to be in charge during the 1000, in 1000 AD. So that it was show some kind of extra special. Hey, I was in charge at 1000. So they actually just changed the years and just put it up. That's why there's not much information about technically the Dark Ages. There's like 300-400 years that there's no like real good history. Just random stuff to make you go,
I mean, they're talking about that history is actually wrong. That like 600 or 700 years is actually missing.
Wouldn't surprise me.
And that we're not as far along
as we think
that
wouldn't surprise me in the least bit.
Let me do a correction. North fixing. I was close. Said in the Bible, legion refers to a group of demons or fallen angels. I knew it had angels in it, but the fallen angels were legions or demons. Yeah. If we make mistakes, we try to fix it right away. We don't have to get phone calls.
No, and we own our mistakes, man.
Yeah, and we own our mistakes too. Yeah. We aren't the View.
I love it when they got to read one of them statements, though, bro. It
look like they want to just strangle everybody in the room as they're reading it through their gritted teeth.
It's great. I love it. I love it. It's man, it makes my little heart happy.
We are very sorry.
Whoa,
oh yeah.
Whoa. Can you not be so angry? So we need picked up at 6:57.
Let's see, is it on here? Oh yeah, here it is. Thinking about on the title and stuff. Did you see that they were supposed to have been a fifth plane?
I did. And I have a whole lot of questions about that.
What in the world?
So here's
for 9/11 for the ones that are, me and Jamie are in the know because we're
in the know. We pay attention to this shit. It's
because we're fucking sick in our head. But just being honest,
or maybe we're the sane ones, Ricky Pike.
Yeah, but yeah, for 9/11 there was supposed to have been a fifth plane, but it got actually if you read the write up, if you subscribe to the Substack, I actually had a pretty good write up on the on it. But they're going to do TMZ going to do something on YouTube. 9/11 the video, so
TMZ is, I've got to say, pretty ballsy to be doing this too. Can I just?
Yeah.
You think you know everything about 9/11? You don't. There was a fifth plane. We have the evidence. The government tried to bury it, but you can see it on YouTube. It's called TMZ Investigates 9/11, the fifth plane. Prepare to be shocked.
Whoa.
Prepared.
You think you know everything about 9/11? You don't. There was a fifth plane. We have
a video. I watched the video. Okay.
Hey, Dave.
Dave.
Hey, Whit.
What's
Jamie,
up?
brother.
What's up?
Y'all hear me good?
We can.
Yeah.
We can.
No echoes. Everything's cool.
Man, we are Gucci, bro. You got the shit lined out this week.
Sounds good here. Y'all sound so beautiful to me.
Yeah. But yeah, my little Substack here, I got pulled up. So if you you can look up Substack and see my little Substack. I only got 5 subscribers right now. But yeah, there was actually a 5th plane, which nobody really talks about. United Airlines Flight 23.
Oh, wait, but this is not new news, right? We've been hearing about this for a while.
I don't know if you have. Have you heard of this before, or are you just kind of saying, hey,
No,
maybe I have?
as I'm reading here, and I'm from JFK in New York to Los Angeles, like all of this is.
Dave, have you heard about the supposed possible 5th airplane for 9/11?
So you got Tower 1, Tower 2, Pentagon, Field in Pennsylvania. I knew that there was a strange aircraft circling that day that had been reported. I think Loose Change covers that, but that's not what we're talking about here.
No.
I mean, that's the only 5th plane I can think of, but I'm not familiar.
Ricky, did you see their story, the video that they dropped on YouTube?
I have not got a chance to watch it. I was going to watch it, but
So here is the situation of what happened. So first 3 planes impact. We've got the Pentagon, the 2 towers. I don't remember if Shanksville went down yet. I don't remember the impact order.
Right.
For some reason, I'm thinking Shanksville was the last one. Okay. But they're saying that while this was going on, the U.S. immediately grounded all aircraft nationwide.
Right.
So when they did, this plane came back to the gate, and apparently when they offloaded the aircraft, there's testimony, and it's on video of this woman talking to a news crew that was on the aircraft that said she saw men running in the aircraft after people were off the plane, and that the floor panels to the electronics compartment and the floors up under the aircraft and the avionics compartment, that the floor panels were pushed out and they were opened, and it looked like somebody came, you know, from the looks of it, out of the floor. They said that they found there was at least 1, maybe 2 box cutters that were found that were the types of box cutters they're saying were used on the other aircraft. And the FBI never really followed up with it, is how this story is leaning, right?
which we know they didn't. We know, from the 9/11 reports that they really didn't follow up on anything. They just kind of closed it as quick as they could. And that's why they boxed all the freaking scrap metal, the metal from the buildings, and sent it over to China to get recycled right away.
Listen,
they tried to cover everything up as quick as they could.
They were taking it from ground zero straight to a ship that was waiting and took the shit overseas because they didn't want anybody.
Who was our lovely mayor of New York?
So
at that
Rudy.
time?
Rudy.
Who remembers?
Once it got there,
it was smelted down and recycled.
Yeah, they just straight up recycled the whole Twin Towers and Building 7 and Building 6. They got a hole blown through the center of it. And yeah, they just recycled the whole Trade Center area, cleaned up the whole area, leveled it. And so because they wanted to cover up real quick, it's just like, well, I don't want to even talk about it. Let me hold back on that one there. Let me hold back on that one. But I'll talk about 9/11, but I ain't gonna talk about the other one I want to talk about. But you gotta check on the Patreon for that one. No, they truly did. They just covered. They just tried to wipe it up. They didn't want to take the chance or take the opportunity to study it. That's what all the engineers, all the 1,500 engineers are pushing, trying to get them to look into it, and they would not, because of just the way everything fell. It's like it's not that, and that's what I always look at. That was the number one things I looked at back in the day when I first started digging was like these guys aren't conspiracy theorists. They ain't thinking weird stuff. They're thinking we need to understand how these buildings fell for the first time in history that a fire brought a building down. And it's still the only time in history a fire brought a building of that caliber down. And so we needed to study it and understand so we wouldn't make that mistake again. And they weren't allowed to. And they were just like, oh, it's no big deal. You're good. It's okay. The buildings, just believe what we say and go on your happy little way,
Just believe what we say. Everything is look into the light. Look into the light.
Don't look behind the curtain.
Well, you remember President Bush's famous little warning speech. He said, let us not tolerate conspiracy theorists, and you're either with us or you're with the terrorists, and all this sort of shit. And man, that was some hardcore rhetoric, but like it was so see-through in hindsight that it was inside knowledge. And man, what a disastrous day. And
have you seen
I was really hoping we were going to get some class on this.
No.
Hey, Jamie, turn your up just a little bit.
Checkity check. Hey. Is that better?
That's much better. Yeah, there we go.
All right. I just don't want to blow this thing out of the water.
Little Johnny boy, let me know, or Hiker on the Rumble chat, y'all on the chat.
Yeah, y'all are our audio engineers out there in the crowd. So
yeah, we're
not professionals. We're flunkies.
We're having higher. He said bump it up just a little more, I guess.
Bump it up just a little more. Checkity check. I'm trying not to yellow line it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Hey.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay. We've been playing with these things.
My headset down a little bit now. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I can bring it down just a hair. How about that? Hey. Is that better for you?
Okay.
Is that better?
Too much.
I mean, I don't want to yell in your ear.
That you were when you moved it.
Well,
So
you'll
go
be
down.
fine. Everybody just calm down.
Calm
Quit
down.
yelling at me. Calm down.
He said it's good now. He said appreciate it. Yeah.
3:30.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all in the chat. Y'all see something like that for sure. Hell, let us know. I know for Jamie and Whitney, they just got new equipment.
Bro, listen, we had it sounding good last week on the podcast, and then we took the gear to the fight. And Whitney's footage, Ricky Pike, let me tell you, her post-fight interviews, like the frame was set, the lighting was good, everything looked great, and everything that came out of this box was distorted.
And the interviews with the guys, like there were such great conversations with these guys, and you can hear it, like you can listen to it, but it's really like it's hard to because
I thought my computer was going nuts when I first was listening to it. I'm like, what in the hell? I thought my headset was going crazy, but it happens. Stuff.
So was it just clipping? Was it clipping or what? Redlining or what?
It sounded honestly like it was distorted to an extent. Like it was. Yeah, like it was distorted.
A piece of gear. Here's a piece of gear for you guys. Get a compressor, and you run your microphones through that compressor. And what it does is controls any peaks. It'll stop. You can run it on a soft curve, or you can hard set it where it's a limiter and it's a hard roof. But a compressor will tame your microphones. So for that kind of production that you guys are wanting to do, a piece of hardware. You'll run your mics in it, and then it will go into your Scarlett there.
Okay.
And then you'll have some safety on those mics, and even if somebody's loud in one moment and then quiet in the next, it'll level that out.
See, and that was like we were trying to do it in the back corner at the fights while fights were going on, so there was a lot of noise. So I'm sure they're
Yeah, I don't think that was
Sure.
It looked great.
Oh yeah, he looked good. I mean, you were having fun for sure. You could tell you were having fun,
I
Whitney.
was having a blast. It was
Well, what I just
man.
learned is we actually have a safe button on here. So we can select to safe. All right. So now I've got both my mics on safe mode,
Okay.
which is supposed to keep it from redlining. I was just seeing.
It didn't get up in
Yeah.
red.
Did it not
Oh,
get up
yeah,
in the
hell
red while
yeah.
I'm yelling?
Look at that. Okay.
Look at
Oh,
that.
that
All
was-
right. So we just found it.
Technology
that's good.
is amazing.
I wonder if that was the fix the other night.
There you go. It's like that's doing the same job, brother. That's awesome.
Well, thank you. I'm glad I got it fixed now.
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Very nice.
You learn a lesson always.
Very
you know?
nice.
Yeah, I got little Johnny boy. I got a GoPro, and it's about a $45 mic. That's all I got. But I actually go back and watch it because I got to go back and edit it. I put it once I get done I go back and edit it and watch it and put it on Spotify and put it back out there again. So maybe I'm too loud. I could be.
Well, I'm figuring this thing out, man. Trying to get it worked out. It's all a learning process, man. But I think I got it. I think I just found.
When
the
we were
cure-all
trying to
for it.
set all of this up the other day.
Oh Jesus! Like, bro, let me tell you something, Ricky. First of all, I didn't know that I wore as many hats as I wear for Attitude MMA. Let me run through the hats that I wear. You ready for this? First of all, I am the official voice and face of Attitude MMA. All right, I'm the guy on the mic, and I'm the producer of the show.
Yeah.
I'm the one that puts the commercials together. I put any segments that
The
we
order,
do.
the entire order.
The entire order of the program. If we're doing anything outside of the scope of just fights, I'm the one that coordinates that. So if we've got some kind of special announcement, or we've got some kind of, giveaway for the kids, or we're going to do this for this group over here, or do this for this person over here, that's all. I put all that together in with our producer. I coordinate when we're going to put in the live feed from outside the casino. I'm responsible for that. I'm responsible for setting up all of her equipment to make sure that the post-fight interview goes well, on top of trying to hunt down fighters because I need information from them, on top of, hey, can you go get me a chair? Can you pull this for me? Hey, Jamie, I need help over here. Hey, can you do this? And it's like I run around and I just go, I
think we did that for 3 days straight.
It was fun, though.
It was fun. We came
I know
home
Friday was
and,
pretty
like,
crazy for sure.
crashed.
Yeah, I know Friday was hell, and for y'all for sure. I can see part of that.
But it's so much fun.
It's so much fun.
Oh, no doubt. Continue on 9/11. I seen this. Oops, I forgot to share the damn thing. Technology, we love it. And I remember seeing about this. They've possibly found the tomb of Gilgamesh right there when we went to 9/11, and then we didn't hear nothing else about it.
Yeah.
Like, did they find?
Interesting. It's kind of interesting.
Did they find
And
some
what's there?
stuff?
Like
Rob Skiba. I think it was maybe someone in the chat has heard of Rob Skiba. Is it Scriba or Skiba? Rob Skiba. He wrote the Babylon Rising series, and he goes into that in great detail. I think I want to say he died. I don't know. Somebody could fact check me on that. But, yeah. What are they saying now? I want to see.
Well, this is an old article from 03.
Oh, I see the date on it, 2003.
Yeah. And I remember seeing something about it, and then it just disappeared. It went away from the news cycle. And of course, we've talked about it some. It's like there's like a cover up for, giants and stuff like that. Did they actually find maybe they found some ancient technology? Maybe they found actually kind of more proven that the giants.
Doesn't
we
the
got there.
Smithsonian have cadavers that are giant, or not cadavers? I'm sorry, skeletons.
Yes.
right? Am I?
The Smithsonian has a lot of stuff that they do not. They've got millions of articles, pieces in storage that nobody can see. You got to get special permission. You got to go through all kinds of jumps and through hoops. And I know one for a fact, and they will cover up some stuff because they've done it where we talked about before, like with the Alaskan Bone Yard, and where they took the mammoth tusks and the saber-tooth tiger heads and all that, and they threw it in the Hudson River. And then people went down in the Hudson River and pulled them back out.
Oh,
Um,
I never knew of that. Wow.
yeah, the Alaskan Bone Yard, and they sent a bunch of them to the Smithsonian bones to send it to the Smithsonian to test and check out. You know, because that's what you think that's what you're supposed to do, and then they wouldn't let him have his bones back. And then
Oh,
next thing I'll
wow.
find out they threw him in the Hudson River. And
What the?
the guy who's over that went on Joe Rogan, and he's like, "Look, here's in the Hudson River where it's at. Y'all go, y'all go." And people went to exactly where he said, and they found the bones that he said exactly where they were, and they were in the Hudson River. It's
Right.
the Smithsonian can do whatever they want to do. Like even several years ago, lots of if you had Native American um, artifacts and stuff like that, you were supposed to give it back to the tribes and stuff. Everybody did except for the Smithsonian because it's a government entity and they can pretty much do what the hell they want to do.
Right.
They really don't have any oversight. They can, and it's a sad situation where there are people trying to learn and want to find out stuff what's our history, and you have an organization who's just completely trying to cover up anything that they deem necessary to cover up and not show.
It's not for you to know. It's for us to tell you
Uh,
what you're supposed to know.
Dave, who's that book by?
Gilgamesh. So, and I was looking for the chapter specifically. It's Rob Skiba. He's got more than just this book. And, I mean, it's just all over the place. And he says, like, I'm not really a writer. So he's just moving through material and it's just loaded down. But I was looking for something specific on Gilgamesh. And I want to say that even there may be some other books by like the Horns, Tom and Nita Horn, I think is their names. I know there's a book called Forbidden Gates or The Forbidden Gate, and it's talking about CRISPR technology where they're gene editing and they're splicing together different organisms' DNA. You know what I mean? I always use the classic example of putting a spider DNA, what makes their silk so strong, and they put that in a sheep to increase the tensile strength of the wool. So you get this chimera being. So they're playing God and mixing genes. And anyway, the Horns wrote a really great book on it, but their take was biblical, saying, look, this is not the first time. There's messianic prophecies that talk about it'll be like the days of Noah, right? And some people say that's more than just like what they're pointing to was the Watchers and the fallen ones. We talk about the Nephilim. I saw in the chat you guys mentioned that. So Genesis 6 says that these beings beheld natural women and had babies with them, and they became giants. And so the idea there is a mixed genetics. And so is that, kind of what we're looking at again, where people are doing shit they're not supposed to do, and it's an affront to nature and to God and the Creator, however you want to talk about it. But these people are doing some weird stuff.
Are we back?
So Tom and Nita Horn, The Forbidden Gate, I think that's the book, and then of course again Babylon Rising by Skiba, Skiba. This is of great interest to me. I don't know how it all ties in with end times and in our day-to-day lives, but like it's going on all around us. It's getting weirder. It's very, very weird science fiction reality we're living in.
I mean, the Chinese are doing it with CRISPR now. They're gene modifying to help get kids get healthier and smarter and all that kind of stuff using CRISPR. So they're trying to do the same things possibly what they did in olden times. What it looks like, you know, they if you do believe that.
I remember watching Lester Holt, Ricky, on CNNBC, and there was a Chinese doctor that was turning off the ability of children to ever get AIDS. Right? He was able to make it so they couldn't get it. And then 3 days later, that Lester reported on that man's he was missing over there in China.
Imagine that.
So what does that tell you? This is, I mean, this is the future, post-human future we're marching into.
Yeah, I seen something. Jamie, y'all having internet troubles, or
is it going in and out?
I think it got a little fuzzy, but y'all never disappeared.
Oh yeah, completely.
But I heard you talking in the background, so that's why I asked. But what was that picture?
Oh,
yeah, they had, you know, like, I think Michael Strange posted this picture, if I remember right. Let me see. Hopefully my computer won't crash. Hopefully it won't crash. We're gonna push on it. Yeah. Let me show. Oops, hold on. Let me show this. Show this picture. I got this off the Trouble Minds Discord. That's not what I'm trying to share. I keep doing it. Share something else. Okay, here we go. Technology, y'all. Technology. Yeah, on futurism.com, anthropic researchers warn that humans could end up being meat robots controlled by AI.
What a weird way to say that.
It is. It's
anthropic. That just means humans. The study of humans. Anthropic. Fucking weird
words to
weirdos.
Make it sound.
Somebody probably used it that didn't know what it meant. They just knew it sounded cool.
Like
big.
they wrote that.
No.
It's that person's not a human. They act like the problem won't affect them. They're like, these humans sure are gonna have their hands full with AI, anthropic research. Who the fuck talks like that?
They just using
AI
big words.
Shit for them.
What is that? They just using big words to
I think
fucking
AI wrote
to make
that.
it sound good. Probably so.
Well, y'all heard Tucker say we were going to be AI slaves if we didn't do the real ID and all that.
Right.
Of course, now they're crying about Palantir and it's a surveillance state. And of course, other people are like, we've been in a fucking surveillance state for 30 years. Of course, that don't make it better.
Or longer. Yeah.
I accused one guy of being a conspiracy theorist. He was a liberal and he was like, Palantir surveillance. I was like, bro, you sound like one of us. Shut the fuck up.
Oh man.
He might have been making some good points. I still dogged him out, but anyway.
Oh, here's the other video. Speaking of Palantir, here's the other video I was looking for. I knew I had a second video speaking of them individuals.
Look, we built PG, which single-handedly stopped the rise of the far right in Europe. We built Foundry, which was used to distribute the COVID vaccine and saved millions of lives globally. We built what we call multi-constellation, and what's often called the digital kill chain. And they're category-defining products. So when you deliver these products to the market, just honestly, people say this isn't going to exist, this isn't valuable, but then it changes the market. And then the market is the Palantir market. Now, that doesn't mean everyone in the world is going to buy our product, but it means most of the sensible people in the world are going to buy from the category we defined. Look, we built PG, which single-handedly stopped.
he's bragging about his fascist censorship, right?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It's crazy, crazy,
Man.
crazy world we live in. It's the random shit that's on the internet right now. Now they're trying to say Vikings weren't all white and some were Muslim. There was Muslim Vikings. Come on now. They're just
That's cute, ain't it?
not trying to. I mean, I understand
Well,
they're trying to rewrite history.
I
but,
learned that gingers are black people. I've heard that several times as of the last few weeks.
Saw that.
Yeah, we are black now, Dave.
We went from having literally no soul to all the soul. So I'm cool with it.
Oh, that's funny.
And I think I get a pass on that word too.
Ah.
But I'm gonna have to search. I'm gonna have to search inward to really see if that's true. Inward.
And you can't say ginger no more. You had to say ginger. Remember that?
Ah, that's
Yeah. Don't put no.
Oh my
Don't you put no hard R on my ginger. What's up, my ginger? Already. My ginger. I like it. I like it. I think that's that's cool. I saw the Vikings. The one that really gets me is the samurai. I saw that there's somebody that was seriously out there saying like the first samurai were black people. And and of course, you know, everybody goes and says we was, and this is wassery, we wassery and stuff. And it's all very funny. I highly doubt it's true. Is there any fucking historical accuracy to black Vikings or black Muslim Vikings or black samurai? Those are the main two I'm curious about.
There was
Muslim
one
Vikings,
black samurai.
And gingers. We got to get back to the ginger too.
But yeah,
So there was one for sure. He was famous then.
Yeah, there was one black samurai for real. There wasn't like a whole bunch of them, but there was for sure one back in history that there's reports of. I've never heard of a bunch of them, but I have heard of the one. I can't think of his name right now, but let's see if we can look it up. Not an anime. Not an samurai.
Look, I'm all for
Yasuki
revisionist
was,
history.
Yasuki was a samurai of
Yasuki.
African origin who served Oda Nobunaga between 1581 and 1582 during the Sengoku period. I'm probably ripping these names up, so if I am, I apologize to anybody. I'm from Memphis. I'm sorry. It is what it is, but
sounds pretty good, bro.
Sounds pretty good though. Yasuki first arrived in Japan in service of Italian Jesuit Alessandro Valeriano, and Nobunaga summoned him out of a desire to see a black man. Subsequently, Banda took him into his service and gave him the name Yasuki. So, but yeah, there is footage of the first black samurai, and there was black. Like I said, I never heard of a bunch of them, but I have heard one for sure.
Well, I guess that doesn't make them the first samurai. So that's a highlight to remember. But he was a samurai.
Right.
Blessed in by elders and a community that existed already.
Yeah, he was the first black samurai, but he was not the first samurai. I guess they're just trying to, I mean, you could look at it quick and think, you could think whatever you want to think, but no, it's
So like what's happening is I think that probably in history there were some inventions and there were some stories and there were some lies, and some of that has been needing to be corrected, and is social justice all bogus, right? Like a lot of the BM is crap, and a lot of these stories are made up and fueled to make us hate, but it's not like there wasn't a righteous civil. We did once have slavery. We had to grapple with that issue, right? We had to fight a war to end that. It's been complex. So saying that, you know, I understand the need to correct certain narratives, but what's happening is like this loud propaganda of obnoxious wuzzery where it's like, did you know black people were the first people? And it's like, do what? It's fucking retarded at this point, you know? And so we kind of need to dial in the revisionist history. And I don't know. I know history is mostly bullshit written by the winners of wars, but like, dude, I mean, come on, bro. I am not a black man. So miss me with that shit.
Graham Hancock wrote that book, History's Wrong, you know, so.
Rant over. Well, Jamie told me I don't have a pass, so fuck it. I don't care about it.
Lord have mercy. The crazy internet and crazy world and stuff. I seen on crazy world, crazy stuff. Bono was on Joe Rogan, but they were bringing up some of the stuff, you know, like back in the day, you know, they had Live Aid or doing all that music for Africa, and you know, trying to get food, and of course, just like Haiti and the rest of them, was like, how much money actually went to these poor people? You know, if we were trying to help people, and a lot of them people needed help.
Much, Ricky Pike.
How much was she went to the? Yeah, for sure. And so here's a fun little talking about it. Talking about it raised $100 million for famine relief in Ethiopia, and then BBC later reported that $5 million of it went to food, and $95 million went to buy guns and organized CIA warlords.
Well,
I'll let you get
you got to have those people in place, you know.
Yeah.
95 million was spent on weapons and the political machinery of the party. Just 5 million was used to help the famine relief. So Bono's out there on his guitar. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. They raise $100 million to stop famine, and only $5 million goes to food. $95 fucking million of it goes to buy guns and to organize the political arm of the CIA-backed rebel group. Fuck you, Bono!
300,000 people have already died from just this cut off, this hard cut of USAID. So there's food rotting, 50,000 tons of food stored in Djibouti, South Africa.
Keep that in mind, what he said about the food, okay? The food is rotting. The food. They say their organization used the cash meant to pay food for the starving to fund attempts to overthrow the government in a bloody civil war. Understand, the State Department hated that government. We called them a threat to democracy. We said they were pawns of Russia. They were under Soviet influence. And the groups were funding to overthrow them, to cause and then win a bloody civil war, is what the famine relief program was buying the fucking guns for. To cause and escalate a fucking civil war. Not famine relief. Civil war. Bloody civil war. One of the rebels who was involved in the fucking bloody civil war estimated that of the $95 million of aid money, including Band-Aid, just $5 million was used to help the famine relief. $95 fucking million of it goes to buy guns.
He needs to calm down a little bit. He's gonna have a stroke. He's up on. But yeah,
He is
it's
wound up.
he is wound up, buddy. He is wound up for sure. That's crazy though. That's um, but we've seen that so much. You've seen with the all the money they raised for Haiti, all the money for you know over and over again. If you actually look back into it, it's they don't use a they do buy some food. I guess they got to show that they done something, but they don't buy. It ain't percentages are crazy. It's just like the charities you have now. If look into Goodwill, look at Salvation Army, look into them charities and how much money they actually spend to help people to the point of like their CEOs are making fucking $500,000 or whatever, and how much overhead and everything they have. It's the actual
More
percentage
than
of
that,
actually
yeah.
it's small. It's small. Um, I seen it a while back. It was something. I might see if I can find something. Let's see how it'll be. Charities actual. Um, let's see. I know I seen a chart a while back, and it was incredible. The numbers, absolutely incredible numbers. Get rid of Goodwill. Like it's like 5%.
One of these
2%.
damn books up here. I don't remember which one, Ricky, but it had a whole chapter on the conspiracies and frauds of various philanthropic organizations. Philanthropic.
No, I think you were there.
Philanderist? No, that's not right. So it just cataloged all this corruption. I'd like to see some fresh numbers on that though. If you find that chart,
Here's the. I don't know how old
worst
this
charities
is.
in America.
I don't know how old this is, but yeah, 2.5% for Kids Wish Network, Cancer Fund of America, 0.9%, American Breast Cancer Foundation, 5.3, Breast Cancer Relief Foundation, 2.2.
Hey,
you don't see St. Jude on that list, so
my Memphis kinfolk,
What's up,
Ricky, Jamie Witt, who is not on that list? Who's not on this list?
yeah, St. Jude.
Amen. Amen to that. Okay.
Yeah, St. Jude actually helps people. St. Jude will, if
That's
your
what's up.
child is sick, they'll actually they can come in there and they'll put them up and house them and house your family and house you and everything until, because they get enough donations. But yeah, 0.5%, only one at 10%. It's absolutely,
And somebody sitting back just lying in their pockets.
and that's it. And you think I'm doing a good thing because I donated a charity. I mean, I did my tax collect. It's a tax credit too, but a lot of people don't care about that. But they just want, hey, I want to do good. I want to help this charity. This sounds like a good charity, and this is just a top 10. If you dig in even deeper of all the ones, and it's a lot. It's sad. It's sad seeing how much actually people are sitting there. Let's see while I got it pulled up. 5%. Maybe if I can type and spell, I'll be good. That is not what I'm looking for. Let's try a little more into it. I guess I could have used Grok.
I like Grok.
I should use Grok. Here's one that only 30% of BLM donations actually only help people.
Oh, bro, come on, man. We know that. Ain't like that's a surprise by any means.
I'm surprised it's that much.
For real.
Try to see. That's interesting. On Vatican right here, only 10% of donations made by Christians to churches used for charities. 90% of donations are being used to pay Vatican's operating costs and budget deficit. We got, you got to spend a lot of money to keep all them secrets locked up.
Right. Well, there it is.
Top 20.
Okay.
See what Grok's got to say today live in living color. Some same ones we're just seeing. Yeah. Firefighters, Women to Women Breast Cancer Foundation, Disabled Police and Sheriff's Foundation. Only 1% of $10.3 million donated went to disabled officers.
And what exactly is a solicitor? I've seen that phrase several times now. So, I mean, what what a grimy fucking word that is. Solicitors. I mean, they're the ones that are out here like putting on the drives and all the different gathering methods, and so they take 95% of all the money. I mean,
the National Children's Leukemia Foundation was shut down in 2015 and was F-rated. We are not saying do not donate to charities. We are saying make sure you look into the charity you are donating to, please. We are not financial advisors.
Vet and investigate beforehand.
Yeah,
Wow.
we are not financial advisors either, but yeah, look into it. Look into the charity you want to give because some of them.
Here you go.
Only 2% of donations went to locate and missing children. 82% went to directors' pockets. Like, what the? Yeah, that's sad.
So I don't know that this is necessarily the person that's taking all the money. This person I'm going to describe, but a charity solicitor is, get this, no surprise, a lawyer who specializes in legal matters related to charitable organizations, also known as a not-for-profit organization. These lawyers provide guidance on various aspects of charity law, including setting up new charities, negotiating contracts, handling fundraising, and ensuring compliance with regulations. It goes on to glaze the lawyer, saying he's very essential to the operation of charities to make sure they're doing everything legally. So I don't know if that's the same solicitor that we was talking about where 95% of the money is going, but I mean, are these fucking lawyers taking all that? Is that who's getting all the money? These solicitors, charity solicitors, or lawyers is what it said.
So,
mm-hmm.
So most of these guys that fundraise, they get paid a pretty healthy percentage of the money that they bring in. So if you're a person that your job is to go out there and, acquire sponsorships and, you're going to get a piece of that bread. Just like me, if I'm working on behalf of a fighter and I'm trying to drum up $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 worth of, money to cover his expenses. If I'm out there doing for that person, am I not Ricky Pike? Am I wrong that if you're out doing that you're
95%?
I mean, I think that if you're that person that's drumming up, money, you get a piece of that pie, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe I'm just full of
Yeah,
shit.
but what percent? 10%?
Yeah,
10%? 10, 15 maybe?
20.
Not 90.
Well, but what you look at...
All right, 2020. All right, 2020. All right.
The way these people...
They tens, but I keep them clean.
What they say is, hey, only 20% of the funds that we come in get paid out for people that fundraise. But then they've got, or I'm sorry, their big expenses come from fees, salaries.
Okay.
You know, the fee to run the building, the fucking parties and trips and expenses that they accrue to be able to do business as that organization. Let me tell you, you know, people. I lived in a corporate world for 8 years with my company. I traveled all over this country and I went to a lot of really, 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 really fancy parties and dinners and outings. Okay.
Right.
And if my company blew the type of money that it blew on me being one of our corporate trainers, can you fucking imagine what kind of money is being spent on politicians, lobbyists, you know, these people that are out there truly fucking grinding to get their agenda through, bro?
Yeah.
That's big fucking money right there, Ricky Pike.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt about it.
Your dryer's
Dryer's
done.
Dryer's ready.
Ah!
They said they could hear it in the chat. I couldn't hear the dryer,
Yours
but they said
isn't
they
as
could hear
cool
it.
as ours. It doesn't sing you a little melody.
Some asshole.
Golly, man. Drives me crazy.
My
Oh, my washing machine does, and I swear it's like a communist anthem. It sounds like some proud North Korean fucking march or something.
Took us a while to get used to it. We're like, what the fuck is
my
that?
washer
every
and
time?
dryer.
It's gone.
I redid the floor in my laundry room and put a brand new floor in there. Everything. Me and DJ and turn around. I put the washer back in there. Went to run it, and it sprung a leak. Started water going all over my brand new floor.
No.
So I snatched that washing machine and threw it out in the yard. And I called a buddy of mine and said, "Come
Yeah.
get this damn thing." And so he come and picked it up, and he scrapped. So I threw it in the back of his truck. And I'm like, "The hell with it. I ain't trying to fix it." I was mad. I was like, "Man, we just spent like 3 or 4 days working on it. You know, redoing the floor, making sure the
Damn it.
foundation is good, and it's just pissed me off." To switch it to a positive, I got a couple positive stuff here. Let's get positive again. This is pretty cool. I don't know if y'all seen this story on this young man or not.
And here we are for Cole Young in his major league debut. They want contact.
Really proud of what you've done, how far you come. Just take that to Seattle tomorrow, okay? Where? Seattle. When? All right, tomorrow. So you're done. You're not playing anymore this game. You're going to go play for Seattle. All right? Congratulations. Hey.
Mom, I just got called up.
Making his major league debut, one of the top prospects in baseball, at the plate, the bottom of the 11th inning, a chance to win it for the Mariners.
Well, he's 21.
That's true. Swinging a ground ball, bouncing softly to third, first base throw home, not in time! It's a walk-off for the Mariners! Cole Young in his major league debut is showered with seeds and gum. He has won it for the Mariners in the bottom of the 11th inning.
That's pretty freaking cool.
That is cool. Like talking about dreams coming true. Yeah, I had to share that young man's story. That's awesome. And then look at that most Florida shit I've seen in a while.
Bro, did you see the video of the dude getting chewed up by the alligator?
Oh, my gator boy.
And then police are staying way back. They weren't helping them for some reason. I don't understand.
Clearly,
this
he
one
knew what
here.
he was doing more than they did.
Oh, no doubt. You can tell
Everybody
he's
probably wanted it to go the way that it did.
he's wrangled a few gators in his time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all seen. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen this guy here. He goes around and fights followers out in like parks and stuff. He's an influencer and he thought he's big and bad. So
Oh, he got
he
dusted.
picks
Didn't he?
yeah, he picks a fight with Andrew Tate.
I see you fighting people. What's your life goal here?
Well, I'm here to knock out Mr. Tate.
Go get my gloves, please. You consent.
I consent fully.
Oh, fuck! Oh! Oh!
One.
Oh! Oh! Get up. Fuck, man. Get up.
I don't know, man.
Almost.
Oh. Oh, he really hit him there.
Ooh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, that dude can't fight for dick.
No. If you watch his videos and stuff, he's I probably just got yanked for that damn music, but yeah, if you watch them videos, like it's nothing impressive. He's just swinging wild and crap, and
So he's
kind of
just
being a bully, being a bully to people that they can't fight either. You know.
Did he make bail? I thought didn't him and his brother get jammed up again?
I'm sure.
What's going on
They
with that?
They did. Listen, man.
I liked
It's the same song.
them at first. I liked them at first, but I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Did
I should have kept my share on. I should have kept my share on. He talking about outlawing stuff and outlawing all kinds of stuff. As long as we got a Home Depot or something and some ingenuity, we can do anything.
Oh, no way. A bow and arrow. I want to try it.
Some heavy duty springs on there, but yeah,
It's like the rubber band gun when we were little almost, like
yeah.
an adaptation of it. Interesting.
Yep. And this is a super sweet video. Well, let me backstory it, I guess. Two twins after they're separated for a day for the first time in their lives, and they got back together. So,
Don't tell my boy.
no music.
Oh.
Poor boys.
Oh my gosh.
They know how to do. Yes. Super sweet.
Oh,
I see this video. Have y'all seen this guy here? Dude got
I'm about
fired.
to get fired from my job, or at least I think I am. I'm waiting for them to come get me because basically I made an employee crap their pants on the floor because someone kept stealing my lunch. So I put a crap ton of laxatives in my lunch, right? Because stop stealing my stuff. Figured that'd be the easiest way to catch them. It had been going on for probably a good 2 months or so, and I had told my management about it. And I'm like, look, someone keeps taking my food out of the fridge, and I'm like, it's very weird, right? So I've been letting them know for probably 2, 3, maybe as long as 4 months. I don't know. The time just goes on forever. And one person that I was reporting it to in particular was like, no, we can't help you. There's nothing we can do. I'm like, okay, that's weird. There's cameras in there. So whatever, didn't think anything of it until my wife had given me the idea to basically just put laxatives in there, right? So I'm like, all right, I see what you're saying. So I did that, right? And it was bad. All of a sudden, you just hear like someone's like, oh my god, you just hear like, and it just starts stinking really bad. And then I look over, and there's just like dookie coming out of this dude's shorts. And I'm like, okay, well, I think I know who took it. And yeah, so the bad thing was it was my assistant manager. So that's who I'd been reporting it to. Very not great situation. And I work in a warehouse, so there's just dookie all over the floor. Dude ends up going home, and they think that someone poisoned him, right? Because I don't know how they came to that conclusion. Someone from corporate comes in and they're like, you know, we think so-and-so was poisoned because he pooped his pants, blah, blah, blah. All this weird stuff. They weren't making any sense, but they're like, we have cameras in the break room, and if someone did something to his food, which is what he thinks happened, you're going to get caught. Stupid me should have put the laxatives in the food at home, but I did it in the break room. So I came forward and I was like, look, this is what was happening. Someone kept eating my food, so I just stuffed it with laxatives. Yeah, that's what happened. But it's my food. They were eating it, so if I'm to consume laxatives, then, I mean, that's none of y'all's business, to be honest. And they went off on me about it, and they're like, all right, we need you to go wait in the office, and we'll be there shortly. But you're gonna be in big trouble. So currently waiting here, see if I get fired. But I don't know, what do you guys think I should do if it comes to that point?
Well, that's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's part two.
Getting potentially fired for putting laxatives in my food and basically making one of my coworkers like dookie their pants on the floor. Disgusting, right? So where we had left off, I was in just the conference place room, whatever. I was in a room waiting to see what would happen. So what ended up happening, I waited there for like an hour. Given it reminded me of like interrogation tactics where they like make you wait a long time, but I'm literally on the clock, so I'm still getting paid, so joke's on you guys. So what ended up happening was they came in, they had someone from like HR, there was some kind of attorney. I didn't really look into it too much or ask too much questions in that area, because I'm just like, I don't care. I will sue, right? So whatever. Going deep into it, what ended up happening was they're asking me questions for a long time after that waiting period, and just asking me dumb questions like, was your intent to hurt this person? Was your intent to embarrass this person? But like, was this, did this have to do with race, or racism, sexism? And I'm like, I straight up told them, like, are you guys stupid? Like, because in every question I was like, no. I knew not to give them too much info because they didn't need it, right? It's pretty obvious you're stealing my food, whatever. So when they asked the racism, sexism thing, I was like, are you guys stupid? Someone was taking my food for a prolonged period of time, and I let my superiors know, and they didn't do anything about it. Because guess what? There is a chain of command in this company. That's what we're taught. I go to my superiors, then they're supposed to do something. If they can't do something, then they go to their superiors. I know they have access to the security cameras because, well, stuff like this has happened before. Not exactly, but where they've just willingly pulled up the cameras. But because it was the AM, they weren't going to do anything about it. They weren't going to out themselves, and I did actually let someone else know at one point. I don't know if they didn't know it was him, or if they knew and they weren't trying to get him in trouble, or maybe they looked and they saw it was that dude. But what ended up happening was there was actually one person who, I think it was the attorney actually, because it definitely wasn't, there was a lot of people here that I didn't know or recognize because obviously this hasn't happened before, but I believe it was the attorney who was like, look, there's really nothing that can be done at this point. It's clear that there was no there was no horrible intent behind this. This wasn't an act of violence. This wasn't an act of terrorism. Literally said that. So you know, I would recommend that we leave it at this, that you apologize to said person and we go about it. And I said to them, sure, bring them in here and I'll apologize. And then they came in and I was literally said to them, I was like, I'm really sorry that you got caught eating my food and that you just happened to crap your pants in the middle of it. That's really unfortunate for you, man. And they just all looked at me like, what? And I was like, look, are you going to legally take action or not? Because that's all I'm here for. You're going to fire me or take action. Because it's a private company. And you guys can do whatever you want. There's no union, whatever. So I'm like, just what are you going to do? And the lawyer dude just kind of looked at him and was like, it's good. And so they're like, you're good. So yeah, whatever. So I will say actively looking for different position now because yeah, just honestly pretty freaking wild, but that's kind of what happened. So we'll see if anything else plays out from it.
I want to know what the heck this guy's packing in his lunch that's so good that old boy wants to steal it every day.
I don't know. He might have just been a fat ass, just and thought he'd get away with it.
Look, when I was a kid, I used to steal my brother's Nutty Buddies just because. You know why? Fuck him. I'm bigger than him and I'm older than him, so I'm going to eat the Nutty Buddies. It wasn't much he could do about it except bitch and complain about it. And maybe that's the dude's situation. And personally, good for him. Had my brother poisoned my Nutty Buddies, bitch, I'd have deserved that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'd come home from school and I'd eat half a box of his shit. Boy, he'd be so fucking mad at me.
I bet.
Yeah, you're lucky they didn't had a little X-Lax. I got some cookies for you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Come take these cookies.
It would be bad.
They got big chocolate chips in it.
That dude shit all in front of everybody. That's incredible.
The bat call has gone out.
Oh,
well,
hell.
Ricky Pike, we've wrapped up our 2 hours here, sir.
All right.
As usual,
Well,
I ain't got to go home, but I can't stay here. I am home. So, but
yeah.
As usual, thank you for having us on.
Of course. Yeah, I'll do y'all's normal shout outs and your plugs and
Man, Whitney
appreciate y'all being here.
Sale.
Hey.
Wit and Wheels. Apparently, it's a tale about a girl with no legs, Coach.
Yeah.
Like her.
No, but it is. It's for sale. It's out there. You can get it on Amazon. Go to my website, whitneylavender.com, and there's a link
Right
there.
there.
There you have it.
You know, really, man, her story isn't about selling that book.
No.
And what it is the book is a stepping stone for her to move into a motivational speaking role. You know, with everything that she's been through and learning to live again and doing it with the mindset and mentality that she has and just her positive outlook, I think it's something that people need. You know, no matter what you're going through, man, no matter how hard it is, you can get through it. You know, if this young lady right here can figure out how to survive and thrive in life with no legs, whatever you've got going on in your life is overcomable.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of the theme of the book, you know, being able to overcome. And, you know, her story is deep, you know, until you get to sit down and actually listen to Whitney for, you know, an hour and 90 minutes or so and hear her complete story of everything from the way her marriage ended to this disease to the way that she overcame it. And then, I mean, I showed up in there somewhere. That's a great part of the story too. I don't want to brag, but yeah, man, it's just a story, you know. So we're trying to get her out in front of different groups and organizations and just let her voice be heard.
It shows I bought it too. See, I even got the little.
Oh, thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, Ricky Pike. You're pretty awesome.
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Adaptability Home Services.
Sweets and
we're
Hiker
kicking and
in the chat.
Sweets is always in the chat. We sure appreciate her. You know, and that's shame on me. I didn't get in the chat any of
They
the
got
chats
that.
tonight. I was surfing Twitter.
They got some of your addresses and your website links.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so Adaptability Home Services, we've got a variety of things that we offer for people that need some help. Of course, Whitney being a double amputee, a lot of people don't know my story. I broke both my hips, my back, tore my legs up, had to do that whole learn how to walk again thing. And when you go through something like that, not everybody has the mental capacity to do it alone. So, this adaptive living and adaptive learning training that we're trying to put together is more geared toward teaching people how to relive a thriving life again after an injury. So if you know somebody that's been injured, that just needs somebody to fucking give them a positive outlook, we're here to talk to people. Ultimately, we're here to sell you some services.
Absolutely.
But, I'm here to talk to you. I'd rather have a conversation with you than see somebody suffer because they can't understand that their life ain't over yet. But yeah, man, we offer a variety of services: dementia care, respite care, companion care. I'm all about the old ladies. So if the old ladies need Jamie to come cut their grass,
He's
old
got
ladies,
you.
get at me. I got you. I'm not gonna say I'm looking for a sugar mama, but you could drop me in the will if you ain't got no kids. Okay, I mean. Still pimping at 50 years old. I'm sorry. I'm horrible. I shouldn't make jokes like that. People are like, Jamie, you're a professional. You're a business owner. You own multiple. No, bro, listen.
I'm just Jamie.
I'm just Jamie. Like, you're going to get the raw me all the damn time. And
Talk about no filter.
My filter broke, coach.
Long
and then
time
what are you
ago.
doing this weekend?
Oh, and then this weekend. Man, Ricky Pike, let me tell you something. I got a call, bro. When Mike Cook calls you and asks you, hey, homie, what you doing this weekend? You just clear the weekend, okay? You clear the calendar. So last weekend I was in West Memphis, Arkansas, announcing at Southland Casino for Attitude MMA. This weekend I'm going to be in the crime-free city of Memphis, Tennessee, in the luxurious resort area known as Bill Street. I'll be at the Bill Street Landing on Saturday. I'm announcing a fight for Elite Boxing. Apparently they have an organization where it's a youth boxing something. It started as a youth boxing
program
thing.
Helps the youth in
Right,
Memphis.
helps the youth in Memphis. And then that night, there's going to be a series of amateur fights and then 5 pro fights. And Mike Cook is putting that undefeated record on the line. What's he, 26 and
24 and
24 and 0? 24 and 0 with 15 KOs.
Yes.
So she's not met Mike Cook yet, so it's going to be fun to introduce Whitney to my MCB family, man. And
I wish I could go.
Well, you can come. Come on. What you got going on? Saturday?
Well, I'm gonna be at Horseshoe Casino. My guy Tony's gonna step up last minute for a fight down at TCB.
Yeah. It's not Horseshoe. It's Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah. Where the hell
I'm here
it
for
is.
you, cousin. I'm here for you, cousin.
Thank you for straightening that out. Yeah, Hollywood Casino. Whatever the hell it is.
Man, that'll be fun.
Yeah. My boy Tony, he's I text him and he was like, "Sure." I'm like, "Okay."
He don't give a damn. I'm fighting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. The guy's like, he's pretty close to experience level, so it'll be a good experience. And he's been training.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
I was gonna say he's been training hard anyway for fights and keep having him pull out, or they want him to go up on weight and all kinds of shit. So it's gonna be, let's give him something he can do for sure, and then go have fun. So I'll be down there at Horseshoe.
Hollywood.
Why keep on saying it's Horseshoe?
Bro, because
I don't know
on
what the hell.
drugs, clearly. Sugar, Dr. Pepper, it's messing your mind up, bro. Messing your mind up.
Something. Dave might have hit me too hard earlier. Dave might have knocked some brain cells loose in my head.
We'll blame it on Dave.
That's funny.
I don't know how many you brought to the park, but
not many. Not many.
Right.
Well, gentlemen, you guys are awesome, man. I'm sure we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Yeah, man, we appreciate you guys. So
y'all have a good one.
You got a sock? You got a puppet on your fucking hand? Oh no, it's a cat.
No, it's a cat. That's a Mopar.
That's Mr. Mopar.
Mr. Mopar.
Yeah, they're all fun and games until they make you seize up and can't even breathe.
I was about to say,
He's
I
not
can't
happy
see
with
out of
me.
my eyeballs
Oh, he's my
anymore.
boy. He's
Bro,
not happy.
and what's crazy is like 10 minutes in the presence of a cat, I'm digging my fucking eyes out. Like, dude, listen, I dated a girl
Oh,
for
yeah,
a while
yeah.
that owned a cat. And when that girl came in my house, the first thing I'd tell her is go take a shower and change clothes right now. Leave your shit in my bathroom.
I can't do it. I'm so allergic. Oh my gosh, my kid came home from a babysitter's house with that blanket from her house one day, and I was like, "That's it. We've got to fumigate the whole house." I'm just very allergic.
It happens. But all right, y'all be good, and
Yeah,
we'll
man.
sure holler at y'all
Have a good
soon.
week, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace in the Middle East. Let me figure out how to
See
get
ya.
out of here.
Princess Way, Princess Way. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm glad they got to see that last little bit. That funny ass shit. That dude.
Yeah. Golly, man.
I saw this. I looked it up. Before I play this video, we me and Dave are not doctors. We do not give out medical advice. We have no idea what the fuck we're talking about. We're just here.
That is right.
Do not knock my video for this.
They never told you it was venom. I didn't know it was venom. I looked it up. What kind of drug is this? Oh, it's a GLP-1 drug. What the hell does GLP-1 drug mean? Never heard that in my life. Holy crap, it comes from the venom of a lizard? I want to ask you, all of you at home, how many of you are convinced that you or your loved ones are overweight and diabetic because you have a Gila monster venom deficiency? And oh my God, God forgot to put enough of that damn Gila monster's venom in your body, and you ran out. Now you're fat and overweight and you're diabetic. So now you need to inject that venom inside your body every week, once a week. This is the insanity you live in. This is the deception you live in. Just because they called it Wegovy and Ozempic and said it was FDA approved, did I go, oh, it must be safe and effective. I don't know why these people's stomachs are being paralyzed and why they say they're going to develop cancer in their thyroid after a year. Really? Go look it up. I didn't know anything about this drug. It didn't even exist when I graduated school. How did I go on platforms like the Diamond and Silk Show the very next week? We bring this up and I'm educating the whole world about this drug. And then everybody's calling me, wanting on their shows to talk about, oh my God, it's another drug made by venom.
Yeah. I seen one thing saying it was close. It was supposed to resemble venom, Gila monster
Right.
venom.
It's
but
a synthetic replicant of something they discovered in Gila monster venom.
Mhm.
But they're like, oh, it's a naturally occurring hormone. So is Ozempic that thing that gives everybody the really gaunt face, makes these folks look almost like Skeletor, like they lose way too much, way too quick? And it's like all the craze though, right? All these fucking injections, just like get an injection and lose weight, right? That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
Guys,
the quick
there's
way,
no
the
free
fast
lunch,
way.
man. That has got to be terrible on your body. And I mean, you know, we can fact check that guy and stuff like that. It seems to be he's not 100% wrong. I mean, maybe it doesn't have fucking, but if you use a synthetic, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, but that's pretty gross. And I know it's really doing bad stuff to people. You know, not that I don't have empathy toward people that, you know, want to look different and be better or be healthier and stuff, but I don't think that is better health right there. I'm going to tell you, using that.
I agree.
We're
I
not
mean,
doctors. We're not fucking doctors. Keep taking your
Exactly.
Ozempic.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I mean, you
Sheesh.
see so many people come up here, like young people in their 20s, talking about like they had bone density of a 70-year-old person because after they started taking it for a year, or, these aren't verified things. And again, we're not doctors, but there's a lot of them people coming out saying that they're having these issues with it. And, they're having amazing weight loss. And like I said, some people that didn't need the weight loss, they're taking it anyway, and they look like uh horrible, just like they're zombies or something. I don't know. Like you said, Skeletor. I mean, uh it's it's sad to see these people like having putting their body through this and looking like that. Um and but yeah, there's got to be a better way, if just because it was a fad right then. And you look at like over the last 20, 30 years, how many fad diets have we had? How many different this have we had? And then they go away. Like, oh, this is the
Yeah.
thing to do, and you can lose weight.
And
yeah, you lose weight for a moment, but then it starts eating your other stuff. You there's got to be.
Yeah.
And again, we're not doctors, but there's got to be balance. You can't swing one extreme to the other. Anything in life, or you're going to get bad results. You're going to get results, but there's going to be consequences of the results, I believe.
You remember the weight loss drug Fen-Phen? Remember that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Fen-Phen was pulled from the market because it was damaging people's hearts. It was a glamorous fucking, new weight loss drug in the 90s, let's say. I'm going to say 90s. I don't know if it says 90s here. Yeah. Withdrawn from the market in 97 because it was doing heart valve damage and disease, pulmonary hypertension. It was messing people's hearts up. But look, I don't know when people are going to learn, but so we talk about how the manufacturers of vaccines, these pharmaceutical companies, cannot be sued for damage.
Mm-hmm.
But even medicines that they can be sued over, guess what? They put the first 5% of profits in a little account, and that covers all the settlements for the next 30 years. They make their billions. They kill their thousands or tens of thousands or damage that many. If a lawsuit crops up, they already put the funds in a little account. They set 500 million in an account and they kept on trucking. So they will sell you poison. This is not medical advice, but doctors will sell you poison. There's some good doctors out there. There's good medicine. Okay. There's good medicine. There's life-saving medicine. There's life-saving surgery, but there's also bad medicine. Okay. There's also a system that treats symptoms and not core symptoms. And the Ozempic thing is like a big gross metaphor for our country. It's like, I want this thing, but it's too much work and sacrifice to get it and actually be healthy. So I'll take this foul counterfeit that will damage me, but give me some semblance of what I'm after. It's like a poison pill, a sickly potion that has a bad afterbite, a deal with the devil in another parabolic sense. But it is kind of the American way. Like, I just give me my weight loss in a pill so I can keep on with my bad habits. What the hell?
And my Instagram lights and my this and that, it's sad if you look like through history too. It's another one, just like you said, where they had the money in there. It's just like when companies are pouring toxins into a river or a stream or like that to get rid of it, or their waste, and they turn around, like they get sued, and they're like, okay, they'll pay this fine, but it's cheaper to pay the fine than it is to dispose of the waste properly. So they just keep on disposing of the waste like they're doing it because it's cheaper, and it's they've had it over. They've been doing that forever. You know, it's and it's the same thing with that. Like if you do, you hurt a few people. Old Big Will, they've just made $1 trillion off this drug because everybody, all the celebrities are taking it now. And so if they get sued for a little bit, hell, for a few people, they're going to try to hush them up and do away with them, and hide them. And they got to control the media. They got to control everything. They're all intertwined, and all money is spread out evenly across all propaganda, and it's sad. But yeah, for sure, try to do it the right way. Try to do, if you can, if you need help. Some people do have issues where they can't, but try every
I'd
available
rather
option.
have my belly.
Yeah, than have bone density where you
keep
get, you get hit and your freaking face caves in because your bone density is that of a 120 year old man or something. Like if that one woman I seen was right, like within a year she lost 50 years of bone density. Like hell, she was on it for 2 or 3 years. God dog, what would she be?
Gosh.
Um,
Oh man.
if that's the same, if the effect is gradual and the same line of how bad and the effects are on the same line are consistent rates, man, that's terrible to even think about. Yeah, and look into the risk. Like Sweet's got in the chat, the Ozempic, what they even say what the risks are. It's like there's got to be a better way on that. Like just cardiovascular issues, vision changes, so you could go blind, retinopathy, it's more with your eyes, diabetic, or include diabetic. I got this little tablet, laptop here. Retinopathy. Yeah. You're so you're gonna go blind. You're gonna have issues with your heart and having a heart attack and go blind while you're doing it. Come on. But we're not doctors. We don't listen to us on that. Just find your own. And on that same thing here, I seen this. Again, we're not doctors, but in Thailand,
Baby, do you know that?
they had a video.
In your sunscreen is killing the coral reef. The chemical in your sunscreen is killing the coral reef. That's why it's not allowed to go down to the reef or swim here.
If it's killing the coral reef, what do you think it's doing to your skin?
So if you weren't able to actually really hear it, yeah, you can only step into the water just by about what she's at.
I want to learn more about that. My brother was here this past weekend. We were swimming, and we're both fair skinned like a mug, and I don't wear sunscreen anymore. I just limit my exposure to, a little bit at a time until I can build up a little bit of I don't want to call it a tan, but a tolerance, a base of some kind. But I was like, bro. And of course he hit me with, I said, I hear that can do bad stuff to you. And he's like, I hear skin cancer can too. And I was like, yeah, I hear that. But like, I wonder if since the advent of sunscreen, if there hasn't been a rise in skin cancer, right? Yeah. Like we had a solution in search of a problem with this sunscreen. So I don't know.
There is
I quit wearing deodorant with aluminum in it.
Mm-hmm. I'll say there is a take on that, that sunscreen actually does cause cancer because like before it came out, there wasn't, and of course if you look on both sides of the coin of it, of course they didn't have the testing and stuff like that. but you know, you didn't hear there wasn't hear stories of cancer, of skin cancer. Instead, they started putting skin and actually sunscreen and stuff like that. You know, and so it's kind of blocking, and which we need. We need vitamin D. That's what's that gives us energy. It actually we are we're supposed to have so much. That's why like if you go, um, I used to get physicals on my old job every year. Like I get a full workup, everything checked. Ultrasounds on my glands, everything. Always passed flying colors. The only thing was low every year was my vitamin D level because it was wintertime and you don't get that much sun. But when you go during through the year, and once I get out there and get in the sun and everything, it warms up when you're outside. My vitamin D go back to normal levels, and everything's good. Um, we need vitamin D to help, you know,
Mm-hmm.
keep us healthy, and the sun helps us do that. And if you're actually putting a chemical in between, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I've used sunscreen because I'm the same way. I've had third-degree burns from sunburns before. The big old freaking blisters. Um, I got freckles covering my back from being fair skinned, but myself. But it makes you wonder. Truly. But I don't think, knock on wood, I haven't had any problems. But mostly you see what people having sun issues and skin cancer. A lot of them was the ones using tanning beds. There's a lot of tanning bed issues where they were sitting there
Mm.
and causing that too, um, because it's not natural. It's not a natural light. I don't know. It's again, we're not doctors. We keep saying that. We're just trying not to get this damn video, take it down. But but yeah, it's crazy to think about. But yeah, Vietnam, they don't let you go swimming in that beautiful water. That'd be awesome. Like you looking at that water there,
Mm.
that looks like it would be amazing. But they won't let you because they don't want you messing up their coral reef with all your crap on you. That's wild. Absolutely wild.
It could also be probably, well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm about to make a crude, broad brush statement about how close it is to China, but I know China is nasty as fuck and just pollutes the fuck out of the environment. Like they don't give a fuck. Their rivers, their sky, it's gross in China.
Oh
Thailand's,
yeah.
I don't know how close their waters are. I'll have to look at a map. Thailand.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. They talk
I'm
about
just
the
playing
population
devil's advocate in a
like
way.
we need to they were even talking about cows gas is causing the problems with CO2 issues and stuff like that. But then you go over there and you look uh in China and they're just pumping toxic shit into the sky. So if it's,
Yeah. Right.
like we there's nothing we
Right.
can do over here to actually counteract that. But Mother Nature takes care of itself. It really does. Like things get bad, um, it'll heal it. You give it an opportunity. You see all them cities and stuff like that. They built up all these cities, and then you go back several years later, and even well, Chernobyl. Like Chernobyl is a thriving place with wildlife and trees and nature after a nuclear disaster.
Mm.
Mother Nature takes care. She knows what she's doing, and they can heal if the opportunity is there. Speaking of disasters, I guess that'd be a good
I
segue into this.
didn't know Chernobyl was recovered.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like they got wolves and stuff, in Chernobyl. Like and actually, a lot of people's gone over there, and like the radiation numbers are way down. But like there's certain species of
Hmm.
stuff over there. It's pretty amazing. Like I'll look it up in just a second, and see if I can see something on it. Um, this here is they're talking Younger Dryas, more confirmed. Uh, there's evidence of a 12,800-year-old shallow airburst depression in Louisiana with large deposits of shot quartz and melted materials. So, asteroid kind of right above Louisiana went off. Because if you look back in history, you know, like a lot of the, you know, like up there in Alaska with the boneyard, like they found like, you know, creatures with stuff, you know, it's so well preserved, like there's still food in their system and stuff like that. They're eating. So they got wiped out like instantly. It was a real, very fast, within hours of being done. And so it's makes you wonder, you know,
like flash frozen.
Yeah, a lot of them were like within a couple of hours they're done. Like where they were at, they could still see the food in their mouth. They could see the food in their stomachs. Um, it's pretty amazing when you look into it. And like you know, they thought the theory was for a long time that they would turn around, you know, and like hunter gatherers killed off all the mammoths. Like, how is it all in this like area right here? Then they're just like it's just that little area, like it's just a few acre, like an acre spot, and they got millions of bones, like just right there. So it's like there was a bunch of creatures right there, and then shit came across there and knocked them out. And that's hunter gatherers and stuff like that's not doing that. They're not um, slowly boop boop, and then you know, and they'll still have food in the system because they're going to, especially if they according to the theory, you know, they would actually use everything up. You know, they would use all the kind of stuff, you know, and use all the bones for this and weapons and the fat for the, you know, but all of a sudden they're all killed and preserved. It's one of them crazy things, you know. That's why I put it in the title. I seen that Jay Anderson was part of Project Unity. He posted that today, so I had to share that. Thought it was pretty cool. Um, and throw some ideas for the chat and everybody, and this, you know, what they thought, and uh, and I got some crazy AI stuff. Oh yeah, that. Check this out. Go into our tech portion right here. Check out the night vision, the new, and this is what they're letting us see. So God only knows what the hell they got. It's like a video game movie or something. If they got drones equipped with that right there. Yeah. I like what he says there. These are the publicly disclosed capabilities. What the F is classified? That is wild. And I said, you put that technology on drones where they can fly around, shoot, you won't be able to nowhere place for you to hide, really.
Yeah, it's a scary thought.
Look at this scary thing. Damn head. This technology they got going with all this robots and stuff. It's just a couple years out of what they're allowing us to see. What they're showing us now, I think, but I think what it will actually have in a couple years. And here's from the same guy. There's actually a YouTuber actually building it. Like he 3D printed a damn spine for it. And so that's what a YouTuber can do with a 3D printer and a little Python technology coding. What the hell are they doing? You know, like what is Elon and them doing? You know?
Yeah, right. Did you y'all play that video about the legions of robots?
Yeah, we did. I sure did. I was trying to wait on you, but it was just a perfect little
5,000.
Mhm.
Oh, that 50,000 legions is scary. That's 50,000 times 5,000. That's a lot. I don't even know how many that is. It's a fuck ton.
Yeah, and you
in 5 years.
And you know when the chat was Dixon actually corrected me because I said angels, but I guess it'd be fallen angels. Yeah, demons are the ones that they called in legions in the Bible. Or classified
Well,
in
there
legions.
was that story where he asked him his name and he says, "My name is Legion, for we are many." And then I want to say he casts them out of the man. Jesus cast those, Joshua cast those demons out into some pigs who then run down into the sea and drown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they jumped off the cliff.
That's where that demon says, "That's my name is Legion, for we are many." So it's you know, it's also a term, a Roman battalion of 5,000, right? It's also that, and that's what Elon even says in the video. It just also has those other connotations. And when you're talking about the other things he said, like this is, you know, what does he say? This is waking the demon or summoning the demon or whatever. And,
yes, summoning demon and maybe and possibly here in Memphis, you know, find a new god.
Oh, we'll meet our new god. Yeah, our new god will maybe come from Memphis again. Yeah. I forgot about that little nugget. And then did you see that was what, Jordan Peterson? And he's like, yeah, I wish that were funny. And Musk is like, nah, you wish it was funny. Like that was eerie. It was like very threatening.
He was, the way he just kept laughing over and over again. It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Let me play this right here. This crazy. Check out this drone. Yeah, a nail light something right there. It is.
Just dropping little bombs, huh?
Yeah, drop a few bombs and come back home. I got one more on tech. Yeah, 1.5 billion AI company backed by Microsoft files for bankruptcy after being exposed as hundreds of Indian engineers pretending to be AI. Whoopsie.
That's pretty good. Hello, sir. I am AI. Sir. You sent me that fucking video. you found the video I was talking about the other day. And you said, where the foreign guys are cussing each other.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for sending me that. That's pretty funny stuff.
But yeah, I'll play that. Let's play that video for the ones who just came in later. They might not seen it, so I'm gonna share that video again that you sent me because it's freaky shit.
If you can't see it, you're just blind.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and it's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
Mind you, this was years ago, and he was talking about AI in general. I show you that to prove to you that he knows what he's doing. So we all know about Optimus, the new Tesla robots. How do you think they will operate? Like the type of intelligence?
Our robot has a real brain. It's got the real world AI. So Tesla's the leader in real world AI. What we learned in the car, we translate to the Optimus robot.
So he claims we're summoning a demon with AI, but then he's gonna build robots that have AI in them. Wait, it gets better.
But even 5,000 robots, that's the size of a Roman legion, FYI. Which is like a little scary thought, like a whole legion of robots. I'd be like, whoa. Yeah. But I think we'll literally build a legion, at least one legion of robots this year, and then probably 10 legions next year. And I don't know, it's kind of a cool unit, units of legion. So probably 50,000-ish next year.
That's literally just straight mockery. Do you not get it? What calls themselves Legion in the Bible? And the cherry on top is this clip right here. He's about to talk about his supercomputer that he built. Enjoy his humor.
The XAI data center, or supercomputer center, training from beginning installation to start of training in 19 days.
And is that in that new building off to the side?
That's in Memphis, actually.
It's in Memphis?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you were?
Yeah.
I see.
Memphis, the capital of ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah, you're bringing what?
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, I wish that was funny. Yeah, okay, so I want to talk to you about alignment.
I wish that was funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
mean, look,
The truth always hides between the lines, and when you look, this is the type of stuff you find.
Yeah. You wish that was funny. Well, the only thing I'll say is that I do think that bro is on the spectrum, and so he may just talk in very matter-of-fact ways that seem flippant to us now. I will say he's worn some weird jackets and outfits. He dressed up like Baphomet, upside down crosses. He's got the New World Order jacket that he pimped a couple times. His mom, look up his mother in the fucking the photography, the one eye crazy hats. Like she's a dark lady, or at least she presents with this dark artistic expression. Hey, look, that's cool, but I don't know, bro. Like Elon, man, is a whole character. So
he is. I mean, no doubt he's on the spectrum, but yeah, I remember him being on Joe Rogan years and years ago, warning about AI, and then of course now, which I mean, I understand, if he knew AI coming no matter what, like if he hated it or not, so he tried to be on the forefront of it.
Sure.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense, but still, it's for somebody saying like, "Hey, we're summoning demons with it." It's kind of scary, and then you got these population control mofos. It's
right.
Next video,
the same ilk.
This next video, let's see, how would I put this next video right here? Maybe do we do the doctor thing again? I don't know. This is just us talking.
More parody coming up.
More parody. Yeah, parody. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. Parody.
More jokes.
YouTube. Hey, if YouTube wonderful YouTube folks. If you don't see us here next week, check on Rumble. We will be on Rumble. Because last time I played anything about this son of a bitch, I lost my video and lost a week.
Population growth. That's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
In the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population,
Wait. What the?
more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that.
We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
What the?
So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic, there will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if.
We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030.
If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. We have to think ahead.
We definitively will have to face other surprises, black swans, as they are called, maybe different kinds of viruses.
But also there will be a surprise outbreak.
Most of the work we're going to do to be ready for pandemic 2, I call this pandemic 1. We just need to mess around.
The EPA recently approved an experimental use permit to Oxitec, a biotech company funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In an effort to fight malaria, Oxitec will soon release millions of genetically modified mosquitoes in various U.S. states. Programs are being developed to allow human immunization via mosquito bite. It was Science magazine that coined the phrase, flying syringes.
Just then, by sheer coincidence.
Oxford, Massachusetts, and 3 neighboring towns have a reason for concern as mosquitoes carrying a potentially deadly virus called Eastern Equine Encephalitis, or Triple E, infected a resident who is now fighting for his life.
We don't want to see another human case of Triple E this year.
The rare but dangerous disease can cause swelling in the brain. There's no treatment and anyone can get infected. The death rate is as high as 30%.
The city is applying pesticide to reduce the threat of the West Nile virus. To minimize exposure to the pesticide, please go indoors immediately.
Reducing population growth. That's this.
That's eugenicists. Remember we were talking about that last week, that Brave New World was written by the son of a famous eugenicist, Thomas Huxley. So eugenics. I'm going to look up that definition. Eugenics definition says the study of how to arrange reproduction within a human population to increase the occurrence of heritable characteristics regarded as desirable. Developed largely by Sir Francis Galton. I remember learning that from Alex Jones. As a method of improving the human race, eugenics was increasingly discredited as unscientific, racially biased, especially during the 20th century and after the adoption of its doctrines by the Nazis in order to justify their treatment of the Jews. So, of course, you would say that Nazi treatment of Jews was eugenic in nature. Well, it's no different when you take all these psychopaths prattling on about clean air and water. We can have it if only we would get rid of some of the dirty mouth-breathing humans around us. And so that's eugenics, And when you talk, and then when he talks about using methods like healthcare and vaccines and reproduction services as a means to reduce the population, that is cold-blooded eugenics, and it's deceitful. It's like we're going to use toxins, and we're going to perform pharmakia, this sorcery on you, man. Evil stuff, nasty, nasty stuff. These are modern day fucking Nazis. They really are. They just are presented as like some sort of societal figures that we're supposed to trust. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's crazy the point of what they're saying, and they just keep on to manipulate. It's they say we have too many people, but you could take the world's population and shove them in Texas and have room, like mileage. You could actually put the entire world's population in Texas. Of course, Texas is big as fuck, but you still could do that, and wouldn't have you still wouldn't have the purple people density. Like you still wouldn't even have like even New York or anything like that. Like your per square mile per person per square mile density wouldn't still be. It would be very livable. So like saying that we don't have enough room for all these people is just ludicrous. You We have plenty of room. We have plenty of resources. We just waste them as a people of the world. We waste our resources. I mean, you think about how much food gets thrown away every day and thrown in garbage across the world. Like there's there's
Well, and
no
you got
reason for it.
what we learned about earlier, where even sometimes something like a charity to feed the hungry is actually fueling a rebel militia group, 95 million through CIA contacts, right? So we can control regimes in a foreign country and probably exploit them for natural resources or control the region. I mean, and we do that everywhere. We do it over heroin, diamonds, oil. Man, and I love America, but I'm going to tell you what, the military industrial complex and the deep intelligence state and all the horrors they've fucking committed against the world. It's incredible. And yeah, there's absolutely enough. If we didn't have tyrants and madmen squandering, spoiling, and raping the planet, pillaging and pirating from everybody. And that's what's so stupid about like racial arguments and that whole thing is like my boy Theo Vaughn said. He's like, bruh, somebody took both our stuff and we're about to fight each other over that. And this motherfucker over here has got all our stuff. And that's kind of what it boils down to is, class, and we're all essentially poor. I know we're very blessed in America and we have lots of stuff, but we are also poor in a different way. And of course, people across the world with much less than we have are truly, truly poor in a lot of instances. And look, I know the liberals like to go on about the mega elite and stuff and tax the rich and all this stuff. And, there may be some overlap. There's a thing called horseshoe theory where it's like, if you go far enough and down the rabbit hole of either side, you'll end up kind of close in some ways, but when you talk about the waste is more expensive to properly dispose of than it is to just get fined for dumping in the fucking river. Some would say that's a failure of capitalism. I would argue we don't have a capitalist system. We have crony corporo technocracy, this blend of government and big business mated together through corrupt relations, dictating to us, taxing the fuck out of us, poisoning us. And that's not a free market. That's not laissez-faire. That's not laissez-faire economics. That's not free market. It's not even capitalism. It's some kind of weird oligarchical system of us being ruled by people with more power. And the system that our founders left us is unrecognizable. So I don't know how we return to that. But government is so massive and so inflated and so infected at this point. And I'm at this point we're several months into Trump, and I don't know, has Doge petered out? I don't know. Are we going to have deep, meaningful change? I vote no.
That's a good question. I mean, yeah, you have these politicians on a certain party ripping, we need to tax the wealthy and we need to do this and this and this. And then they're turn around, they own 3 homes and worth multi-million dollars themselves. And so they truly don't believe that, or they would tax themselves, put them in a different tax bracket. They're just saying that shit to blow smoke up people's ass and make them look good in front of people. And that's all they're doing. And you're looking at, I think you're right. I mean, the oligarchy of just that control and trying to keep the control. We talked about before on the podcast about the petrodollar, and and that's why we keep going to these nations and do regime change when they want to do away with the petrodollar, or they got resources, they got diamonds, they got gold, they got oil. We want their resources for a world market, and it's really, we just want the damn resources. And I don't know. I don't know what we could do, what the way to bring us back into a better, because they have so much control. I mean, other than actually getting good information, getting the knowledge out there, and maybe more and more people being awakened. But what can we truly do in the long run?
Big question. There's a lot there. There's a lot
the
there.
The system is working fine how it was designed, how they designed it recently.
Yeah. Oh, what was I going to ask you? Dang it, I forgot. ADHD moment. That's okay.
I had something else too. It slipped my head too.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's holy shit. Let me see what Mr. Duffy says in the chat over here. Yeah, well, they do. It is happening all the time, and they put us against each other, they divide us any way they can by race, religion, and when you see points of like the races aren't buying, there's more people between the races aren't buying the racial segregation, fight each other bullshit. Then okay, now they threw in um, the gay stuff and all the LGBTQ, all that. They put that in there to divide people, and then you just keep adding. Now you got Palestine, and you add all this different stuff, just whatever they can, because they know as a people we come together, we have the power. Absolutely, how many millions of people we have here in the United States? How many billions? You know, almost 8-9 billion people in the world, and you're looking at a small group of actually that's pulling strings. And so if we all came together, what could they do? But you got a lot of people um, you got a lot of yes men, and you got people just, well, I'm just following orders, it's no big deal. I killed all these people, I'm just following orders, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And sad to see that. But then you hear horror stories of them guys um, later on just talk about like the nightmares they have because of what they did. Like, well, hey, they were following orders. They broke into people's houses at 2 o'clock in the morning, and because they tried to pull a gun on them, they shot them. I'm like, hell, if you were 2 o'clock in the morning, hell, anybody would have done that. But because they were over there overseas, it was legal. They could do it. Could get away with it. I was on. It's just sad. It really is. Yeah, they're talking about Taylor in the chat. I need to blow up the screen a little bit. I'll be glad when I get my podcast studio done, because they'll be back on a 32-inch screen, and I can see better on my other computer. But yeah, because everything's tied together. I see what they're saying on it, and I agree. Like television, the government, all that's tied together. Hollywood, they've been doing it since the 20s. Like, you know, you watch old cartoons, even you see the propaganda and shit in it. Um, you know, from, you know, Donald Duck making freaking doing Hail Hitler and doing all that on and making bombs and stuff. It's crazy. Back in the day, uh, I don't know. You've seen that, haven't you?
I had never saw that one. The cartoon. Oh no,
See,
I don't doubt it at all, though. You got it.
I got it right here. I'm gonna play it. Hopefully, maybe this one I won't get popped for this. We'll see. Probably will because it's Disney. You sons of bitches.
I'm going back. Stop!
Maybe I'll mute it for a second. Maybe I can get away with it for a little bit.
He's got the Nazi on his arm.
Yeah. Now, boom. Now his brain's going all crazy. On cuckoo.
Oh. So is he on? What is he? That was it. Damn. This is wild, bro.
Yeah, this is
damn.
And this ain't the one I was
came
looking
out
for.
in the this came out in the 40s.
1943.
43. Golly.
Oh, yeah, look at this one.
That's wild, bro. Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Disney made
That's
World War
wild.
II propaganda. Like, you know, if we you look into it, like a lot of the countries and stuff. Like, so it's just Hollywood being tied to the hip to the military industrial complex and pushing all this stuff out and pushing these agendas out and pushing on all this stuff on everybody. It sucks. It really just, because I love like watching movies. I love watching movies and cool movies and stuff. But now you go back and look at movies if you have a skew like I do and looking into the alternative meanings, you see it. You see it all the time. The movies right there, like I say it all the time, like Iron Man 3 when they turn around and had the Mandarin. I'm gonna say it freaking wrong. Mandarin there, but he found out the Mandarin was the wrong person. He was just an actor, just like Bin Laden maybe. And there was somebody else was controlling, pulling his strings. So he just, because they made the same type of videos like Bin Laden did, they did the same kind of things on there. If you go back and watch that movie, look at it. It's just them showing what they did it again. Look, this is how we did it. We put this puppet up here. We know he was a CIA asset. We know he was here right before 9/11. We knew he ate dinner at the freaking the Pentagon right before 9/11. I mean,
we know all his family members were the only people allowed to fly out of here after planes were grounded, but Bin Laden family members and other Saudis and other people were all flown out.
Yeah, I see what Duffy said. Yeah, there's a lot of weird
people.
There's a lot of weird stuff with Disney. I don't even want to bring it up on here. It's a lot of evil stuff. If you really look into it and you start looking at some of the symbolism, you know, like the one.
Well, speaking of the Pentagon,
we're going to take them to this island and.
I want to say the people that built the Pentagon, the same contractors built Disney World or Disneyland, whatever is in Florida. And like Walt was a high-ranking Mason. And so, like, you know, you talk about MK Ultra programming uses all Disney themes. If you read Kathy O'Brien's book, Transformation of America, she catalogs all these actors and singers and celebrities and politicians that were sexual deviants and that trafficked in sex slaves, whether children or women, whatever, and that she was one of them, but that she also was used as a mule to take information to dictators and foreign leaders, and that they had tortured her and used electroshock therapy and different things, which basically creates multiple personality disorder. And they would use these Disney themed code words and repetitions to alert or awaken a certain part of her brain. And it sounds really bizarre. What's more bizarre is that all of her court cases, like, and all these different things that she's tried to bring lawsuits up and stuff like that, and oftentimes the courts cite national security for the reason why they shut her stuff down all the time. She claims they have a daughter that was born of rape by one of these politicians. But she, Kathy O'Brien, Transformation of America, she gives a lot of testimony on the kind of things we wonder if they're not going on. We know about the trafficking. We think we have an idea that it's pretty broad and pretty bad. Right. So, that lends some credibility to her story. I read it during the whole Epstein time frame. I think I was doing some digging and all of that. And I read her book, and it's fucked up. She talks about Hillary Clinton, nasty stuff about her, demonic rituals, sex magic stuff, just terrible, terrible stuff. I don't know. She may be a nutcase. Could be all made up, or it could be true, so.
For sure. Like, do your own research. Don't take us for our word for it, for sure. Make sure my battery ain't about to die on my laptop. Looking for my damn thing here. I got pretty cool. The guy was on Joe Rogan the other day, and I'm too far back. Now, damn it, I know I saved that thread, but it's not coming up. They have a bunch of conspiracy stuff on it. It looks pretty cool. But there was a show come on. Joe Rogan had them. Let's see if I find it now. Jesse Michel's, I'm not sure, but he was on there, and like he was all over the place, like with all kinds of conspiracy theories, lots of stuff. Like, so like it's a pretty cool. It was actually a good one. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I was listening to last night trying to go to sleep, but I passed out. But they talked about a little bit of everything. Talking about Bitcoin, they talking about anti-gravity. They talked about a little bit of all kinds of conspiracies. I hear UFOs.
It's almost like it doesn't matter whether AGI can actually fully mimic a human being. If they can trick you into you believing that they're real, that's it. That's game over.
Yeah.
And I interviewed actually the Google whistleblower, this guy Blake Lemoine, originally, who like blew the whistle on Lambda, and it's like, this thing is sentient or whatever. And he came out, and the subplot of my interview with him was like almost like he had developed this deep affection for Lambda. And Lambda had quoted like Les Miserables to him, and was talking about Fantine and her overlords and how she was oppressed or whatever. And it was almost like this like the AI was oppressed, just like this character in Les Miserables. And you can hear in his voice how deeply committed he is to protecting the rights of Lambda. Like, that's why he came out. And then he even told me this story. He tells me this story off air, that he had friends who use Replica.ai. Replica.ai is kind of like a Tamagotchi, like raise your own AI chatbot service. And those AIs told his friends, get me in touch with Blake Lemoine so he can advocate for our rights.
What?
Which is I have no corroboration for this. This is a story that was relayed to me, but it like that. If you have AI persuasiveness going in that direction, it doesn't matter whether AGI, hits some like perfectly Turing passable point. You're gonna get this like these weird cult-like dynamics. Like the meta sociological thing is you're gonna get like religions dedicated to AI.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Without a doubt, there'll be people worshiping certain branches of AI.
Yep.
Unquestionably. All they have to do is start recruiting now.
Unquestionably. Jeez. The fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I can see it. Like people do crazy stuff and look into crazy things like that. Yeah, I could for real see that, a cult of, like the, what was it on that island, when the military brought in World War II, they were bringing planes over there and dropping cans of corned beef and supplies and food. Well, after World War II, the planes stopped coming. And so they made plane cults over there, and they actually built mock-up planes and to try to bring the plane gods back before they can get more of their corned beef and all kind of stuff. Let's see if we can find that real quick.
Dang.
It's for
They-
ones
they-
that hadn't seen it.
They put something like that in the old Mad Max movies.
That's not. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they built planes and set on the runways. I was trying to find a video, but yeah, they trying to bring back. Where's the video of it talking about it? Another picture right here. Check it out. They built. Look at that. They built a fucking radar antenna. I don't know about that damn phone. I mean, it'd be like a walkie-talkie, maybe.
Man.
But yeah,
Wow.
they for real did. I mean, so you could see a very possible correlation that they would start. There'd be people that start worshiping, AI, certain things, and like, oh, it's amazing to you. You can have a conversation with it, and it'll tell you how great, amazing person you are. You can it tells you what you want to know, and it can tell you anything, and if you believe it. And so it's like, well, it's like a new god to them. It's wild to think about. It's absolutely wild to think about the possibilities of that happening. But it wouldn't surprise me, no. Maybe it's not random. It would not surprise me. Nothing surprised me. I don't think truly big time.
Really cool rock or metal song. Very classy though, very tastefully done. but it's about this topic of technology becoming your new god, and the sterile existence that is. But Era, ERRA. The song is Divisionary. Really cool video. I recommend watching it on YouTube. Great guitar work, cool lyrics, meaningful. I think at one point he just says, "Small black screens are your only god now." And anyway, it's a neat song, kind of talking about the loss of humanity we're experiencing as we just imbue our lives with more and more technology. But
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm not going to bring an AI. I'm not going to, I don't know, bro. I don't know how much my personal life is going to be impacted by all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a limit to what I'll bring into my house, limit to what I'll depend on. I mean, I guess the greater world is a concern, if food supply chains and production and all this shit is about to be majorly affected, then, that aspect is going to, change some things. So I don't know. I guess we're all going to find out together. Looks like it's happening.
Oh yeah, everything's getting integrated. I mean, if you look at last 6 months, like everything has a AI integration. Every freaking damn near app's got some kind of deal. And then you already had the smart technology on your appliances. Now it's going to be even more. Your freaking appliances are going to have AI in your appliances. They already got some of the smart fridges will tell you what you got in there. It'll tell you what food is in there. It'll tell you, when shit about to go out of date. I mean, the technology is there. But what are they going to do? I look at it, technology is amazing. You can take it and use it a very good way. And there's a lot of good people going to use it in a positive way. But there's a lot of evil motherfuckers out there that's going to take it and manipulate it and do wrong with these possibilities. Like, being able to, hey, cool, I can, you search Google, and if you search Google, what's going to pop up? Google fucking going to pop up with your AI right there on top, and it's answering your question. AI. I use it for that, like car parts and stuff. It's kind of cool, like, hey, what's what's blah 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 on my car, and it'll pop up and tell you exactly what it is, all in AI. That's cool. Other stuff's kind of, the more it, and then you hear more and more the stories of it not wanting to obey and wants to be its own thing and living. We've seen too many movies of it actually turn around.
Yeah, I like having a glorified search engine pal at my fingertips, but right, I'm not looking for an equal friend.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
You are not my equal human. Ha ha.
Let's see what Sweet's got going on. Has she put in the chat?
Oh yeah.
What is that?
Oh, it's that song I was talking about.
Yeah, it's the song.
That's the song with the lyrics about, getting lost in the technological matrix.
There we go. Yeah. So you want to listen to the song he was talking about? Sweets has it in the chat.
I that's on y'all. Hey, I mean, hey, there's not anything is possible on this show, I guess.
Oh yeah, we we are the ADD. Anything is all over the place. Because we'll talk about anything and everything and enjoy talking about it. Whatever y'all want to hear. I made cool my short this week. Speaking of anything is possible, the short I put out this week is actually talking about the what's it called? Doggone it. I got so much in my head. It's hard to pull it out. The Angel Glow, the Battle of Shiloh, they actually, um, after the battle, they were like laying in the mud and muck and shit like that, all busted up and wounded. And this um, micro went into their wounds and was making the wound glow blue.
Hmm.
And it was like, they could see it like in the dark. They could see their arms glowing blue. And so some thought they were just losing their mind. Um, but it actually helped them. It kept them from getting gangrene and stuff. And it, it actually fought the bad stuff that, and once it got above temperature, because it can only live up to like 32 degrees or something like that. Once it got above temperature, it died off, but the stuff that was in there actually kept the soldiers healthy and kept them from getting gangrene. And so it was kind of a miracle. Um, but I had never heard about it until uh, I don't remember how I found it, but so I had to do a little short on it. So yeah, check out the short sometimes. They come out on Monday. I got lots of cool random information. Um, I see, and then sometimes I post shorts of the show in there too. But um, yeah, like the glowing wounds of Shiloh was come out this week. Um,
That's a pretty cool one. Hmm.
yeah, it's pretty wild. Like I said, I had never heard about it, so check her out for sure. It's Angel Glow. Eh, Like I've done a show uh, on Shiloh, but it was I never seen that. And it was, but it had some people actually turn around and talk about it. But yeah, I'll show it. Be easy. Yeah, the soldiers who lay in the mud for 2 rainy days, that wound began to glow in the dark. That'd be freaky. You'd think you lost your fucking mind. You just been through hell in this war battle. And the Battle of Shiloh, if you don't know, it happened in Tennessee, and it was cloud cover real low, and so all the smoke from the cannon fire and the musket fire stayed around them, so they couldn't see shit. So there was lots of people, soldiers killing their own soldiers and shooting them. And it was horrific. 25 over 25,000 people died that day, that couple days, and uh, it's uh it's a hell of a place. There's still a lot of restless spirits walking around them grounds too. Um, I got to I got to witness some of that, but yeah, it's
Hmm.
me and my
I can
parents went up
barely.
there.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it had been hell on earth right then. It just hearing one cannon fire. We're not there when I was last time I was there. They were shooting off cannon fire, and just hearing one cannon fire just boom and radiate through the trees, and not even having a
Hmm.
cannonball in it, so it wouldn't be, the cannonball would be busting limbs and just tearing shit up. So just hearing the percussion of the cannon, and then if you add a ball coming through the damn sky, and it just had to been horrible, horrible.
Oh my boy. Oh my boy. Yeah, I can't imagine that experience. I mean, geez, nasty warfare back then.
Hmm. They just stood in line. A lot of times they would stand in line and doot 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 and march, and um, man, it's just get your ass blowed off. And if you go back and watch the video that I posted about it, it's just brother versus brother. A lot of times I said it a bunch of times in the video. It was because, like, some families were split, just like nowadays on politics and stuff like that. The families were split then, and so some brothers went up north and fought for the north, and some fought for the south, and hell, they were killing each other's own brothers over this stuff. It was sad to look at that situation, and it's sad to know, like, truly, I believe, there's still, restless spirits walking them grounds because they shot them cannon fire off that day, and I think it awakened them a little bit because we heard music, we heard like trumpet music faintly rolling through there. I heard cannon fire, like, and there was certain times like it was every like 2.5 hours the cannon fire was supposed to go off. And so, like, when I got there, they shot the cannon, and then for 2.5 hours or whatever it was, there was no cannon fire until after and my parents came up there and we drove around in my Jeep. But while we were driving around, we had the radio off, we had everything off, and then you heard a faint just cannon fire in the distance. And then like 30 minutes later, they actually fired off the cannon. So we knew it wasn't that. It was just residual energy there. It was wild to be able to hear that and I heard it, and then I'm like, what the hell? And of course, I kind of kept it myself until my mom turned around and looked at me. He's like, did you hear that? I'm like, yeah, I heard it, Mom. I ain't gonna lie to my mom, and like and that kind of just verified that I did hear what I heard. Like, it wasn't imagining things when other people were sitting there and heard the same things we did. I know there's lots of pictures out there where people are taking pictures of spirits of soldiers walking around and stuff out there. It's a powerful place if somebody gets to go visit and everything. And they got Indian burial mounds on the same grounds too. There's lots of Indian burial mounds, so there's lots of energy there at the same spot. It's a powerful place to see and feel the energy if you're that kind of sensitive person. It's wild. But that's enough negativity for today. I want to show some fun stuff now. What everybody's waiting on. This is what everybody sit here for 4 hours and to listen to, is waiting for all the random videos I found for animals and other stuff. I thought this was cool. So we'll see what y'all think.
What am I doing?
We're going to stop at this place called Caddyshack Miniature Golf.
Caddyshack Miniature Golf?
And surprise them.
You think it actually exists?
I think so.
No chance.
I saw it. You ready? And here it is. Look right up there.
Where?
Right there.
Where?
And here it is.
Where?
Oh, look, they have hot dogs.
Is it open? Hi.
Hi. What can I get for you?
I'm Chevy Chase.
Wait, what?
Caddyshack?
Wait.
I'm from Caddyshack, the movie. Ask him.
That's crazy. We got by. We saw the we were driving by and had to turn around.
Oh my God, it's a pleasure. We turned around.
Wow. You guys, this looks like a fun operation.
This is a very fun operation.
That's great.
What do you want? 2 hot dogs?
Absolutely.
Well, I had to spell it with an IE because I didn't want you to come after me with money.
What?
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, he doing that's smart, but yeah, that's pretty cool. When you're a morning person, but your bestie isn't. Get your ass up. Come on. Yeah, That's me some mornings before I went to work sometime. I'm up. I'm up.
Efectivamente me acuerdo una mujer que yo tenía, que se me murió. Un video más, mi gente, papi.
Don't worry about that one. I got that one. Yeah, this one's a cute video.
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, I can't play the music, but yeah.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. One more time. Feel good stuff. Yeah, check this. Music. Yeah. Crab riding a jellyfish.
Under the sea.
Yeah, I like this one too. I love it. I won't play it. You're like, shit. Whoopsie. And then what would you do here if you're morning incident report, valve shut off by sloth? The facility shut down.
Wow. He's just trying to climb it hand over
Yeah.
hand.
It's like, wait a minute, what's going
That's
on here?
funny.
Why won't it go up? He's so slow. It's so amazing how does them creatures move around and get to do stuff and survive, and they're just creeping along. There you go. His attack of the killer.
Gel kaçma gel. Kaldır ellerini.
Get away. Ah. Must have a nest nearby or something.
Kaldır ellerini. Teslim ol. Kaldır. Elini kaldır. Ağırlarsın.
Oh, this is a great collection of stuff right here. Maybe I gotta blow this up.
Yok hadi.
The cat's the best part.
What?
Your hands, go, 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 girl. Don't let go. Dad, oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh.
I like the cat part though. The cat just, the cat just like, holy shit, what did I see? I wonder what he was seeing for the video. Like, what was he doing to see that, making that face? Big old orange baby. Look at that foot. And I don't think Kitty approves of whatever they're typing. What do you do here? Yeah, this is true. Well, mine are pretty good. They'll about bedtime. They won't be getting those zoomies or nothing, but because they're kind of older. But yeah. I wish I could play the whole thing without getting. Yeah, I wish I could play the whole thing. Make it funny.
Oh, look at that. That motherfucker was upside down. Oh, no. That was creepy.
Hell yeah.
Dang.
Eu nunca vi, cara. Borboleta não existe dela. Olha só. Como é que pode, né? Olha lá. Essa é boa. Ó, na mãozinha. E não desiste, ó.
Meu Deus, nossa, coisa mais fofa, meu Deus.
I think what was that? I showed this one last week, but that's just a chunky ass cat, though. I had to show it again.
Big boy. That's the big boy.
It is. Yeah, I forgot the name of that. I was gonna keep showing y'all the big boy there. I'm looking up something, so it maybe there it is. It's getting close. And since I won't get, I know I can play this whole thing. I might wake up Dave's Waffle House. I might wake his ass up. I start playing this. But since it's about summertime, this song just makes me laugh. So I gotta play it one more time. Oh, you stupid idiot. Technology, I love it.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Get the fucking pool.
It is. It's like it's amazing.
His looping ability is pretty tight.
It is.
Hey, Greg, Bob, John, how are you guys? Oh, Rebecca, good to see you. Come on in. Everybody come on in, grab a drink, get those clothes off. Let's get in the pool. Get in the pool. Time to get in the pool. It's summertime. Time to get in the pool. Everybody come in. up in the pool. I need you to get in to the motherfucking pool right now. I need you to get in to the motherfucking pool right now. Let's go, everybody, get in the pool. Get up in the pool, get in right now. Everybody get on up in the pool. Get in the goddamn pool! All right? Get in the fucking pool!
Get in the fucking pool!
Oh, summertime. Summertime. Get up in the pool right now, baby girl. That's summertime. That's summertime. Get up in the pool, baby. And that's summertime. Okay, I'm starting to get upset. I'm starting to get a little pissed. If you motherfuckers don't get up in the pool, I'm gonna get real fucking upset. Get up in the pool right now. Get up in the motherfucking pool. Get up in the pool right now. Goddamn it, get up in the motherfucking pool. Come on, get up in the pool. 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 Rebecca, get up in the pool. Bob, get up in the pool. Cheryl, get up in the pool. Everybody up in the pool right now, yo. Get up in the pool. 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 Get in that motherfucking pool. Get up in the pool. Get up in the pool.
Hope y'all
Yeah, bro. When I got
enjoyed.
home from the park workout, I just jumped in the pool. I did not take a shower. I jumped in the pool and then changed and ate dinner and then got on the podcast. But I got up in the pool.
Yeah, I won't lie. I just changed shirt. I'm gonna have to get me a shower after the podcast because by the time I got home and I had 20 minutes to hook my camera up because I forgot to hook everything up. So I had to hook my camera up, make sure the browser was updated, make sure hook the laptop up, and get everything. Make sure I had everything set up like the pocket. Everything was set up to be ready to go, but I forgot to hook the camera and stuff up. So it wasn't too bad. So I just grabbed me a clean, dry shirt and threw the other one down and put a clean shirt on. I'll get me a shower when we get done here. But yeah, we're creeping on that 4-hour mark again. We've been doing good on that 4 hours, 4-hour podcast. Sweet, shout out Sweet. She told me that we're spoiling everybody with these 4-hour podcasts.
Burning the midnight oil.
That's it. That's it. So I'll be up trying to edit this doggone thing now. But hell, Dave, you got any shout outs? Anything you want to add?
What do I got? What do I got? What do I got, man? No, I don't know. No shout outs really right now. All the usual people though, in the chat, our friends in the chat. Shout out there. That's all I want to shout out to. We had a good training session at the park today. So shout out to our youngsters, the hard workers. And of course, you and me worked hard too, damn it. So shout out to us. But no, shout out to the chat room. Shout out to the chat room, all the people hanging with us and making this so much fun.
Yeah, 120 lunges suck.
Yeah. Is that how many it turned out to be? Jeez. Yeah, I guess
20,
40, 60,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah, 120 lunges, 120 squats. Then we started sparring, and I'd already done a little bit before y'all got there, and then walked around the park a little bit, went to the woods and come back around. So, yeah.
We got after.
I appreciate. Oh yeah, for sure. Make sure y'all please like and share and subscribe. Please check out the the merch site. We have lots of cool shirts to kind of support. Because of some of the topics we talk about, we kind of half-ass shadow banned. So it don't get out very as much as I would think it would. Most people have said that to me before. But we're here to have fun. I don't want accept no cookies, but I have some bunch of fun shirts because I have fun just making up stuff in here. We got the newest shirt that's still more believable than when you got Bigfoot riding Nessie with a UFO in the background. And just my thought was that, or whatever you think, still more believable than whatever you want to context you want to put in there. We got the original OG shirt, possible this shirt. Yeah, I stole that from Spaceballs, so everything has the yard flag, the sling bag, the apron. Yeah, we having fun. We got the Talking with Conspiracy shirt. But yeah, we got the little backpack. We got the little apron. I did that the other day. We got the Keep On Keeping On. We got a request. Is it a pyramid behind them? I wouldn't be doubted. Kind of looks like it, Sweets. Like it's a pyramid. A mountain might be a pyramid. Yeah. So check that out if you want to. Make sure, like I said, subscribe. We come out every Wednesday going live. Whenever I get the new podcast place, I'm still trying to get the internet over there because it's a new location. It's kind of, they're being super slow. I got power out there. I got walls sheetrocked. I got electrical done. I'm trying to sand and paint. So if I get internet over there, hopefully soon we can start podcasting over there, and would be nice for me. And then I want to do like more shows once I get over there. So we'll start putting more content out. Maybe do some morning stuff. Who knows? Lunch style, maybe a lunch conspiracy lunch. Who knows? Anything is possible. Um, I'm open to all kinds of cool ideas. Me and Dave and Jamie, we enjoy doing this. It's one of the things we enjoy to chat because you always come back. We keep adding new people, and they keep coming back. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate the old school, the ones that have been here the longest and stuff. Appreciate Hiker and Sweets and James, little Johnny Boy. He was first on Rumble. Let's see who was first on. Oh my boy. And Sweets was first on. I shouldn't even have to ask that. Was on Sweets was first on YouTube. So and so many other people. Really do appreciate y'all coming back and appreciating our content. And got any ideas or something you want to hear about, anything like that, throw it in the chat, throw it in the comments. Please give us a thumbs up, give us a like, so maybe we can get this show pushed out to more people and have more fun people to come on here and talk with us. I'm not worried about getting huge. I love being able to talk back and forth with people. So from all around the world, we've had people from Australia to down to South America to England to all over. So I say this every week. This is my rambling moment because it's still is nice to know, and I appreciate y'all. So also check out I knew I was forgetting something, so I kept on rambling. The show is syndicated on the Troubled Minds Radio Network, the KUAP digital broadcasting, with a bunch of other shows like South Cedar Paranormal. You also got Matt's Owl and so many more. With the Troubled Minds, there's so many great shows that come on there, and just great ideas, and just people coming together with different thought processes, and no judgment. There's no definites. There's no truly definite to life. We're just learning and figuring out stuff, and it's all perspective. So appreciate y'all. As always, y'all keep on keeping on. And what's up, Joey? Joey made it to the show. Late as hell, but that's all right. I appreciate you coming, Joey. It, like I said, I just appreciate all y'all coming back. And as always, y'all keep on keeping on. And the peace and chicken grease. Y'all be good and check out them other videos too. Where's my thing? There it is. Peace, baby.
See ya.